Welcome to Through the Wire.
Through the Wire.
We back.
Three-man weaving.
We three-man weaving, Darrick. You're absolutely right.
Jinx, y'all both don't owe me a soda. Y'all owe me soda equity. So take
we owe
y'all
you a
money.
soda. So we owe you a pop machine, a vending machine.
No, y'all owe me a piece of Coca-Cola or Pepsi's profits.
Oh shit!
I need a market share.
How much percent? What percent do you want?
2. 1
Just
and
2?
1 equal 2.
Okay.
I know that shit is probably expensive, so you better thank me that I ain't saying 15.
That's a lot of bread you getting. So
Hey,
that's free money just coming in.
I need bread like Toronto.
Oh, okay.
Mike is sick.
Is Mike sick?
I take his word for it. He was just making fun of me talking about I be load managing, and the next episode he misses because he's sick.
Motherfucker get a little girl and they just.
He been eating different. He been
Eating
posting
different,
snaps of his food and stuff. No, he was not eating like that 3 months ago.
What you have to understand is Mike used to be a 1 o'clock. I'm going to McDonald's,
yeah.
Wendy's. He was on the game and he was like, I got to get off stream and I got to run a Meijer. And he put that picture in there. He went in Meijer and got like a little hot meal. He got to show. He ain't on the fast food shit no more. He says,
a little
look,
different.
Last night he went to Baba's.
You for sure that was Baba's?
It was either Baba's or the ABD diner. One of them. I be forgetting that there is a Baba's in our area.
I've never been.
It's so in the cut that I forget that it's there. I've only been like twice, and I forget that it's even now.
Don't let them know where to cut at.
Now you know that they've been saying Mike McCary in the last 2 episodes because he's been coming with segments and stuff. So I don't know how we gonna do it. I don't know how we gonna do it.
Yeah, we can't replace Mike.
Can't
Yeah,
replace
because
him.
I'm definitely not writing riddles.
Definitely, that's a Mike Hurd thing. Hey, be sure to leave a like on the episode. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Go over to the audio platforms pre-download. We drop 1 extra episode of Through the Wire already. If you missed that, you got to go tune in. We are still on tour. We're going to Toronto at the end of August. At the end of August, ttwtour.com, completely free. So if you're in the country up north, you got a passport, and you from the USA, come on up, and we're going to have a good show.
Shout out to
I've heard some
Chino.
things about this
Facts.
show.
We want to see some of our New York fam up there too.
Yeah.
We want to see some of y'all come up.
Yeah, it will be a dope time.
Shout out to Chino. I know we're going to see him, and I know we are going to see the Mike Ball Burner.
Yes.
Casey Beecham's going to be there.
For real?
And
My
Erica
boy
plays.
Erica.
From
All right, Erica out there for sure. If Erica or Casey ain't out there, ass whooped, belt, sriracha, hot sauce, yash.
Talk to us about this package, because since you brought it in, I can't get my eyes off of it.
So
I need
this
to know what's going
package on the desk right here is from our good friend Naran. Naran is like this with us. So he has a secret address that ain't my P.O. box or ain't my crib. And I got an email while I was in New York that was like, you got this UPS package that need a signature, but it's at this address. And I was like, what did I buy or order that going to that address? Because I just bought some shit, but I know for a fact it's going to my house, not that place. And so I was waiting, and it finally came, and I rushed over there, and I was like, what is this? And I opened it real fast. I'm like, what? Who sent me something? Did somebody, you know what I'm saying? Did one of my NBA friends, Ben Simmons, send me something? Did Derrick Rose or Klay Thompson or Steph send me something? And I opened it, and I was like, oh, this from Naran. They had a letter, and it
Which
was
is
art.
even better than Ben Simmons, Steph Curry, or Klay Thompson sending something.
But I was mad because, number one, he had DM'd me twice. Maybe Through the Wire is getting a little Hollywood because I did not see him. And I don't think I was supposed to open it until now. But I only saw what was on top.
So you saw a little bit of it.
So it
Got a
let me
glimpse.
know what it is.
Okay.
But now let's see
Naran
exactly
was
what it
just
is.
here in Chicago, and he wanted to get lunch, but I didn't have time, unfortunately.
Hey, you a busy man.
I am. You know, it would have been even cooler if I was at DreamCon right now, if we were at DreamCon right now.
Oh shit.
But
Why we ain't there?
Is it in Dallas this year again?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Always in Dallas, right?
So, yeah. Even bigger venue. Through the Wire didn't get an invite. Not RDC. Shout out to RDC. They busy dudes. We didn't expect the invite for them, but it's the other people. So shout out to Naran again.
Oh wow. That's a lot of.
It's
That's a lot of
It's
stuff.
a lot of posters in there or something. It's a lot of something. So the top thing is what?
Somebody asked me to come to DreamCon.
Yes, we should
It
be
was
there,
by
right?
myself. I only go with Through the Wire.
Yeah, true.
All right. Y'all ready?
This hat would have been perfect for DreamCon.
This is the Rewind collection. Ewing, Elijah One, Rodman, Barkley, O'Neal. A gift for TTW designed for Kenny, Darrick, Pierre, and Mike. I'm disappointed because it ain't our seating order.
No, Kenny's always first.
You got to put the little man in front. And it's good art. You know what I'm saying? Good art. So
Get that.
this says Pierre. So I guess this is my bunch. Pierre always on top.
Yeah, that's nice. And it fit. Like, look at, you see like that, like that's literally the colorway for the background. That's A1.
That's about right. Shout out to Naran.
This is Kenny.
Yeah. So at the top here, you got a Dennis Rodman Chicago Bulls. Then you got
Sorry to our audio.
Yeah, the audio listeners. That's why you got to go over to the YouTube channel for special moments like this. You got the Hakeem Olajuwon design, and I keep hitting the mic. My apologies. Patrick Ewing one. Patrick Ewing one with NYC. This one is the Barkley one's real
It's
hard.
for D Mills. And then he has a bunch. He has a pack that says Studio Onward. Onward not here, so I might get us to
I've
Austin.
been here in 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Austin basically our producer full time now. So yeah, shout out to Naran. Those are dope. Those are dope.
Yeah, Austin gonna have these.
I was looking for some new art to put up into the basement. And this kind of fit the vibe. Just need to get it framed up and everything.
Yeah, I'm getting my shit framed.
These A1.
You know I'm getting a Hakeem Olajuwon frame.
Can you imagine these are some people we could run into, get them signed, and then frame them up.
That's very true.
Like Shaq. Come on, we've been there with Shaq.
Yeah. Ain't Charles Barkley in here too?
I think the Charles one is my favorite one.
That was the one that was like, ooh.
I like the Charles one.
That's the one that I had saw, and I was like, oh, I know what this is.
Shout out to Naran, man. We appreciate you. Uh-oh. Look, he only want the gifts. He don't want the sentimental words. That's crazy. Naran is working on some work for me right now, too, so shout out to him.
Naran says, through the wire. I hope y'all are doing well. Didn't have much time to put this together, but I wanted to send it over. This is the Rewind collection designed by me. In the blue box are 5 of the 10 available prints of each piece, meaning y'all collectively own half of the set. Starring some of the best big men of the NBA's history. This collection is characterized. He wrote it. He did character. And then a dash.
Oh, he couldn't finish it yet.
Characterized by the graphic style, flip, that embodies the 90s. Bummed I couldn't see y'all on tour this time, but I'll make sure to be at a live show ASAP. Enjoy.
Shout out to you, Naran.
Enjoy.
Look at Naran. You know you're part of the team. He's the official.
Yeah.
He's the official designer. Unofficial. Because I don't think he's a full-time employee. So the number one guy. He's
Before we dive into things and what we have planned for the show, 2 things I want to say. I want to give a big shout out to my guy right here to my right, D Mills. P-League.
He said, "What did I do?"
P-League. You have more games played than a lot of people.
Oh.
People like Davin, who's been in like 7 leagues with us now. I think you might have had more than Kyron before last night. He decided to be a part of the league. The guy who had the first overall pick, you have more games than him.
Oh, the one with Giannis?
No. That's Reese. This dude took Jokic.
Oh, okay. I don't think I played Jokic.
Yeah, I just wanted to come because yesterday I was on there. I'm like, who got games? Who ain't got games? And you was a guy who last season was one of them where we needed to force you to get games in. You still don't have a bunch, but you're not at the bottom of games played. So round of applause.
I'm at 20 games. I'm over 20 actually because I use
over 20.
So shout out to Clint Capella, man.
What is the record over 20?
He's at the bottom of the East, but you know.
I think I'm at 6 and 20.
Yeah,
6 and something like that.
I think 6 and 23 or something like that.
Yeah.
Dang.
But some of those games came down to the wire, KB.
The Mike one did. I was there for the Mike one.
A lot of those games came down to the wire, and I just lost on the last shot type shit.
2024 is your year, man. 2K24. Last league, you couldn't get 1 win, and now you got 6.
And he's better. As a person who played him both times, the first time I was playing him in the first league that he was in, you could like leave him. You didn't have to set like play tight. You didn't have to. He would just miss. Now I beat his ass. Don't get it. I beat his ass. But I did have
to sit up a little bit.
I had to play tight. I had to make subs and you know what I'm saying? I really had to dive in. So shout out to D Mills. The second thing I want to say is I have been loving hoop grids, man.
I see you tweet it every time.
Hoop grids is really.
You gotta start making content, bro. Every day.
I see.
It's easy.
I see.
I was loving it too.
Huh?
I made one video on it. Yeah. Might be streaming it.
Two reasons why I haven't done no content with the hoop grids is because they drop it at such a peculiar time.
Yeah. It was like 6, 7 our time.
Yeah. So when I get it, I'll be on the move. Like one of the ones, bro, I did because somebody yesterday didn't believe some of the names I had, so they're like, "You got to do it live." I'm like, okay.
They need your credit. They need to test. They need to make sure you right.
Which is crazy because I've had ones that I've flunked out on and I've still posted. I'm not a person who only posting when I'm thriving. Like I had one that was just atrocious. And I
do you play all three or just hoop grids? Because there's hoop grids, crossover grids, and immaculate grid.
I don't even know what immaculate grid. I got to get on the immaculate grid. I did the crossover thing once, and somebody who I just knew played for 2 teams didn't, and they said, you don't
get that extra. Yeah,
I said, fuck y'all.
That's why I like hoop grids the most, because like sometimes I think about a player like vaguely being in the jersey, and I'm wrong. Like, oh, not that big of a deal. You can't be wrong with them other 2.
No, yeah,
you gonna mess up your
I need
whole
a look
thing.
grace, man. A look, especially for some of the specifics. 1,000 blocks in a season.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, this dude definitely. Then you be like, oh shit, he didn't have it. I can't. You can't penalize me for that. I thought he had it. But hoop grids. What I love about it, it shows you who is out here watching basketball, bro. Everybody at home, watch basketball, bro. That's my message today. Watch because I'll be appalled by some, like, it be some names. They be like, how would you think? They think Theo Ratliff is a random person.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Watch basketball.
That's probably just youth, though.
That's true. If you're 11-year-old, then you don't know who Theo Ratliff is. But like some of the names, I just be like, or people be telling me the rare names that they have. I'm like, bro, that's a good pool, but I'm not calling that rare.
Right.
Dude yesterday was like, Marshawn Brooks. Is that rare?
No. What was that for the Nets and the Celtics or something?
I don't know, but he just was telling me some of the names he had.
Y'all remember the Brooks trade?
With Brooks,
the Brooks for Brooks, and it
was the wrong Brooks.
They wanted Dylan Brooks.
Yeah.
That's funny that
bro,
the front offices.
I might make a video about that. I forgot that shit exists.
That's funny that the front office.
If they got Dylan
Brooks for Brooks trade. Yeah, I might have to make a little 2-minute video.
No, man, watch basketball. Watch basketball, and all y'all that's out there that is Googling, like an old,
we can tell, man.
Old coaches used to tell me. In the end, you only cheating yourself. Yeah. I used to have a coach. You
finish that suicide. You only cheat.
Exactly.
You don't touch that line.
It's 2 types of coaches. It's one coach that's anal about everything. He gonna make sure you do it. Then it's the other coach who was like, shit, if you don't do it, that's on you. You only gonna hurt yourself. Yep. You only fucking. If I tell y'all to do 25 push-ups and you do 18 and acting like you did 25, you the only one that ain't getting better. If I say make 10 jump shots, you only made 6, but you gonna act like you made 10. In the end, you only hurt yourself. So Googling.
I had a coach.
It's obvious. Yeah. Who the fuck is Dick Hartenstein? It just be these weird. It's certain names. I'm like, okay, that's a good one because I've seen him on 2K. But then it's like, it's like Mark.
And then the thing is, those people also posted 2 minutes after it went live. No way off the top of your head you was thinking about that dude.
That was what I meant to tell dude who asked me to do it live or to make content. I literally the other day was on the toilet doing it. I stopped, wiped my ass, went to my bed, stopped. I took a shower. Like, I be trying so hard to really, really get in my bag and really outdo myself that, like, it takes me time. Like, 3 days ago, I went to my mom's house, and then I was like, oh, it's a hoop grids. And I started it. I couldn't think of something. The names that I was thinking of was too vague.
Yep.
So I closed my phone. Went in my car, drove home, and said, okay, who played for the Sonics and the Timberwolves? And I did it the whole drive home. Like, I will take 40 minutes if I have to because I'm really trying to get in my thoughts and just outdo myself. I'm trying to think of the craziest people I could think of. And I always tell people, be like, man, how you get such a good score? Do not put your first guess.
Do not, ever.
Because that's...
Unless, I did crossover grid the other day, and that one I tried to speed through. Like, try to get 9 for 9 as fast as you can. And it was the Bulls for one. It was like born outside the USA. I could have put almost any. Like, the Bulls have had a lot of form. I could have put Nico Nocioni. First thing that came to mind was Paul Zipser. That's a good one. For the first name, Paul Zipser. It was like a 0.2%.
Paul Zipser was born. Where was he born?
He's German, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
And then it was like Bulls and Lakers and Bulls and Warriors. I was like, Vladimir Radmanovic played for both of those teams. Which one do I want to put him as? And I put him as the Warriors, like a 0.2%. So like when it's my favorite team, that's just so fucking.
Radmanovic.
I love when I see.
I ain't heard that name in so long.
Yeah. But then you get to those other teams. That video, I did all 3. I was filming for 56 minutes. The video ended up being like 12 minutes. But all of it is like, I mean, obviously we cut it, but I'm like making faces and shit. Trying to, did he play that? Did he play that? And I just had to cut it down. So I know exactly what you mean, trying to figure out how to turn it into content. It's tough.
You got to get in your bag. I'm sitting there, and then I'll be so paranoid. I'll be like, bro, is this a good one or do more? Because I've had ones I'm like, oh, I'm finna fuck them up. And it'll be silver. I'm like, get the fuck out. I just knew this was finna be a less than 1%, bro.
What was the one I did?
That'd be the worst. It was like one with like George Hill. And I'm like, ain't no way nobody thinking about George Hill. And he was a silver. And I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here,
The worst is when you can't think of something and you got one and it's the obvious one. You're like, I can't think of like the other day it was Sam Cassell. It was like, I forget what 2 teams it were.
Timberwolves.
And it was Timberwolves and maybe Celtics.
Yes.
And I was like, that's the only person I could think of. She was like at 18% and it ruined my entire fucking day.
What the fuck did I put on that? I think Gerald Green.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. But it didn't hit how I thought.
Oh, I didn't?
It was like a high gold, I want to say. It ain't hit how I thought it was going to hit.
Right.
But I always fuck up on, bro, y'all don't understand how many times I'll do it's 9 boxes, right?
Yep.
I'll do 6 and I'll have like 11%.
Yeah.
That right in.
Yeah.
That right.
Always stay the right.
That's the one that always gets you thinking.
Always.
Yeah.
But those are the ones where I be fucking up too. Cause it's like who scored 25 plus in a finals game.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Bro,
Kyrie and
I
LeBron.
hated that. It was Kyrie, LeBron, Kevin Love, and J.R. Smith. Those are the only 4 people in Cavs history to score 25 points in the finals.
Somebody put Timothy Mozgov.
That was the banger. He scored 25 for them.
I did not know that.
I put JR.
I had put J.R. Smith too.
I put JR.
And it was like 20-something percent,
it was
right?
high. And then I posted my shit, and dude was like, man.
Timothy Mozgov. See, okay, that's the part of history I don't remember.
I would not have. I don't remember a 25-point Mozgov game.
And then the Philadelphia 76ers.
Oh, that had to be the year Kyrie and Love was injured.
That had to be, yeah.
Had to be. The Philadelphia 76ers, I'm like, bro, they ain't been in the fucking finals.
I got a good one for that one.
Who did you put?
Billy Cunningham was like a 3%er.
My mind went blank, and all I thought of was Dr.
I said
J,
Eric
Moses
Snow.
Malone. I tried Eric Snow too.
He did not won.
I'm like, please, Eric Snow, please have had a game that I don't remember.
I said Elton Brand. I was just guessing Sixers.
The options of that was like AI, Moses Malone, Julius Erving.
Charles. Did Charles play in the finals?
No, not with the 76ers.
Billy
Cunningham, Hal Greer, I think was an option.
Hal Greer, 2K. I only know him for 2K and the Doug Collins.
And I didn't know the Doug Collins was.
Yeah.
Shout out to the 4-time All-Star.
I fucked their head up too. They thought I was cheating. Shout out to the Bulls. I'm telling y'all, bro, I know a lot of shit because I used to watch the Bulls growing up. We didn't have cable, and it came on WGN, and I would just watch the Bulls. So last night I pulled out Ronald Dupree. Ronald Dupree had a stint with the Bulls, but he was killer. Like
what was the second team on that? What was the second team?
The Thunder.
Wasn't. Oh wow. Yes. Yeah.
He is the last person to sign with the Sonics.
Yeah.
Because they went to the Thunder. Yeah. Because somebody was like, man, he only played 4 games, and I'm like,
sometimes you just got it.
That is crazy. You remember 4 games.
I don't remember 4 games. I just remember him being.
But that's why I say I've been studying the basketball reference for that type of moment because nobody's gonna remember that.
Yeah.
So when I was mentioning Marcus Banks 16 games with X team, I'm gonna remember. I'm not gonna do it now, but I'm remember that.
Funny story. I did one. It didn't work. I was like, Marcus Banks. I was like, let me see. I was like the Sons of the Celtics, and I'm like, I swore Marcus Banks. I'll guess. I don't have no problem guessing if they're wrong. But I try to make my guesses where like I think. You know what I'm saying? Like Ronald Dupree, I'm like, did Ronald Dupree play for the Sonics? And I'm like, fuck it, I'll put him in there. And it ended up working. And then come to find out he was the last person. I'm like, cool, bet. But what was I about to say? But yeah, I tried Marcus Banks. I'm like, I thought Marcus Banks played for one of those teams, but he didn't. But Jerry Sloan, they had retired Bulls or something, or it's like Hall of Fame
Bulls, yeah.
And I did the Jerry Sloan, and people was like, I'm like, bro,
Jerry Sloan's not that crazy of a guess.
It's not, especially if you grew up going to the United Center. His shit is in the rafters.
Right there, yeah.
He's one of the greatest coaches of all time.
Who did I put for that one? I don't remember. Because they just had to play there. They didn't have to be prominent there.
Oh yeah. That'd be getting you. You got to read what's in the parentheses.
You helped me with that because I got fucked up once, and you came in here. It was like they put a career.
Yeah,
so they had to be in that season. So that's why, like yesterday, I was able to do Theo Ratliff because he didn't get his. He ain't the team I put him under. He ain't do shit with them. I don't think he was way past his prime.
Right.
I put Patrick Ewing with the fucking Sonics.
Right. Yep.
With the Thunder.
Yep.
He ain't do shit with them.
Yep.
But it's like So yeah, shout out to Hoop Grids. Definitely get that.
The guy that created it. He's like an aero, like a, not for NASA, but like space guy. Aero something.
So he's probably just doing this. Is just someone.
I need him to get a little. I need him to dive in a little bit more though. I think the Bulls magic have been done about 6 times since I started.
Definitely been seeing a lot of Etwan Moore in the last 2 weeks.
And I do RJ Hunter every time, and every time it's somebody in my comments like RJ Hunter. He played like 3 games. I'm like
DJ Augustine.
A lot of shit. I don't be knowing that the guys be playing these little games, but I either know it from a trade or like RJ Hunter. If I'm not mistaken, I could be very wrong. I felt like RJ Hunter had some crazy games with the Windy City Bulls, and I just remember him being with the Bulls for that.
Yeah.
But today we are grading the Western Conference off seasons.
Yes, we are
for each team.
I had screenshotted all the transactions earlier. I don't know if y'all have them.
I have it.
I also
have phone.
You have them? Oh, damn. Look at us.
Look at us.
We all came prepared.
Yeah, we're in the same place. All right, yeah.
I got them off BR.
No, that's not the right place.
Yeah, let me hear your shit because let's see if BR because Hoop GM or what is it? GM?
Real GM.
Real GM. Okay. They shit was organized. They show you who left
and tell you
that's what this one does. They did the same thing. They wrote an article on like. They literally doing what you did. They grading every team's offseason moves. I just went through a screenshot of all the West. I think
you took their grades.
No, I didn't screenshot the grades.
I feel like I took their idea. I thought I came up with a decent idea. I actually stole it from I was on YouTube and it was like Brian Scalabrine does a Celtics review and I'm like, what if we did that?
That's not bad.
Who the first team?
It's in alphabetical order. So Dallas Mavericks. Okay. Dallas Mavericks, their notable additions are Grant Williams, Rashawn Holmes, Seth Curry, Dante Exum, Derek Lively, and Maxence Prosper. Then they lost. The notable losses is Davis Bertans, Justin Holiday, and Reggie Bullock.
And Christian Wood so far. Theo Pinson, Frank Ntilikina, Markieff Morris.
Because they didn't bring him back.
Yeah.
And they also re-signed Kyrie and Dwight Powell.
Yep.
Which is what they got, so.
Yeah, BR tripping. We want all the transactions, not just some of them. I actually really did like the Dallas Mavericks offseason.
No, I really loved their offseason, too.
I can't wait to see y'all grade for them.
I gave them like a A. I gave them an A.
I do want to say this. I know it's obvious for us three and most of the people at home. The grades are based on the expectations for the individual team.
Yeah.
So a team could be the 15th team in their conference and still get a good grade, even if their team is not going to be good. It's not. It's based on their moves and their trajectory, right? Did this young team draft well? For the older teams, it's not really important if they drafted well. It's about doing it around the edges and stuff like that.
I'm glad you put that out.
But I think the Dallas Mavericks did a good job of both. I think they drafted well and they touched on the edges, like with Grant Williams, Seth Curry, Rashawn. They took a chance on Dante Exum. So like
who was hooping?
Yeah. Then they drafted Derek Lively, which is the center that they've been dreaming and won for a long time. A 7-1 lob threat who can anchor the paint, and he actually has some quick nibble feet to where he can hold his own on switches sometimes. So like I think they went out and they got everything that they needed, and they got a low budget center that does everything that they want.
Given the hole that they put themselves in, I thought they were phenomenal. We did the NBA draft stream here, and they made the Davis Bertans trade, and we were like, oh, that's going to be big. And eventually they ended up using some money to do the sign and trade with Grant Williams, which is dope. Did y'all hear Grant Williams' interview when he was on? He might have been on JJ's or something about the teams that were interested. Like there was 3 teams that he thought he was going to go to. It was the Dallas Mavericks, who he ended up going to, the Atlanta Hawks, and the Chicago Bulls.
Oh, wow.
And the reason that is notable is because when the Bulls applied for the disabled player exception, whatever the fuck you want to call it.
That's when they were trying to get him?
I tweeted Grant Williams, Torrey Craig, who the Bulls ended up getting, and Kelly Oubre. Grant DM'd me saying, "Don't speak too loud." Ha 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 ha.
Oh, what?
So I was thinking that okay, that's the stone. We about to have Grant, and apparently he ended up going to Dallas.
Look at you.
Yeah, look at you.
He had DM'd me a little while ago talking about love the content. I'm like, appreciate you. Come on the show.
Shout out to Grant Williams.
Shout
Shout out to the players that I don't think I said anything on this podcast, but a player DM somebody else, and that somebody else DM'd me and was like, "Hey, this ain't happening."
Yeah,
and I was like, "Ooh,
guys, we have connections now. Isn't that crazy? Think about us 6 years ago. You thought you would have been able to have connections to know if a transaction is about to happen versus not
true.
about to
That's
happen.
very true.
That's crazy.
You remember when we knew about the Jaylen Brown transaction before everybody else?
Yeah, I mean, technically,
Everybody.
yeah, we knew he was gonna get the money, but we
it
had a
was
little
weird to
interaction
see
at
it.
Summer League that, like,
Yeah.
you know, everybody was wondering, oh, is he about to get thrown in a trade with Damian Lillard or whatever? Nope, we knew he was signing that money from some conversations at Summer League.
I'm glad you did say that, though, KB. I want to reemphasize that all my grades are based on the offseason. So I got a contending team that got like a C.
Right.
Yeah,
It's not
which
that I
is
think they're going to be a
normal.
C
Yeah.
team. I think they're still going to be great, but as far as offseason, they didn't do shit, which
Yeah,
they
some-
didn't really
yeah.
have to. So,
Some teams literally didn't do anything to
Yeah.
get better. So if you ain't doing anything to get better, which sometimes is okay.
yeah,
But like,
for sure.
as long as you're like good. But if you're a team that needed to make moves, then yeah, it needs to be.
Yeah, I got some C minuses who might win 50+ games this year.
Definitely.
But I got the Mavs at A. I think
gave him A as
considering
well.
the situation that they was in, like y'all just said, they got a lot of good pieces, a lot of versatility, which I think was important for them. And yeah, I think they drafted really well. I think Omax is kind of like a Dorian Finney-Smith type of guy who could really, evolve next to Luka and Kyrie. So when you got Kyrie and Luka, you really just need shooting, size, and versatility.
And if Dante Exum turned to anything that we've seen him, that he has the potential to be, it's a huge W.
And I think Seth Curry is one of the most underrated offensive weapons.
Facts.
That ain't a star in
He
our
had
league.
such a good year last time he was with
Bro.
the Mavericks. So
He had a
bring
good
him
year
back.
last year too.
He has a good year everywhere he is.
Yeah,
True.
he's just efficient and he shoot the fuck out of that thing.
That's all you need him to do.
I gave him officially an A-. Didn't lose anything of value. That they got Justin Holiday on the buyout market, and like 2 days after they brought him in, he was like starting for the team. I was like, oh shit, this is not good.
Did he have a decent game?
No, he was okay. He was fine. But yeah, I think around the edges they did great. The only thing is, like, is it good enough for them to be where they want to be at the end of the day? I think that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, based on what they did, they took some shots. I do think that Lively and Omax are probably not going to be impactful year one. But that's why you got like Rashawn Holmes fit what they want to do. When he was in Sacramento, he's not a read and react big like the other bigs on the roster. So he got cut from the rotation for a guy that can screen and roll and do his little floater game with Luka. I feel like he's going to play some big minutes and rejuvenate that career. And yeah, I like the Grant Williams acquisition.
Yeah.
He was talking about on the pod that, like, man, in Boston, I play my role as a catch-and-shoot guy, but I can do the dribble handoffs. I can set nice screens and stuff like that, and I'm curious to see how he's being used over there. Even if he is just a catch-and-shoot guy, he's damn good at that.
Really
Yeah.
well.
So now more
I actually
shooting
can't
around
believe
them.
how good of a catch and shoot guy he is coming out of Tennessee.
Yes. 'Cause
Like-
his first year, he was not good.
Yeah, big, strong ass guys like him are not supposed to be able to shoot it that well.
Yep.
PJ Tucker. This is another version of PJ Tucker.
Yeah,
He shoot a little better than PJ though.
PJ sometimes don't even shoot it.
definitely. And we saw Grant Williams put up 17 3-pointers in that Game 7, if y'all remember. So,
PJ used to shoot it. Really
Is that
well.
accurate? He shot 17 shots.
you remember that? 17 threes against the Bucks when they had Game 7 versus the Bucks.
I don't
no.
remember that for some
You remember we
reason.
were sitting on this couch and you said somebody's gonna have a game that's gonna set their legacy, and I was joking and said Grant fucking Williams, and then the next night he shot 17 threes. I think he hit 8 of them.
Oh.
You take it,
Yeah. Oh no. If you making 8 threes, you
Yeah.
better shoot 17.
and they won the game. So
I would have definitely got fired. We lost because Grant Williams went 8 of 17. Pierre, they not even let me get on a jet. Pierre, we want to speak with you for a second. You gonna have to bus it back home. Only 18-hour drive. The next thing, the Nuggets, right?
Yep. So the Nuggets lost Bruce Brown,
Yep.
Thomas Bryant, Jeff Green, Ish Smith, and Jack White.
Bruce Brown's the biggest name in here that they did lose. Well, Jeff Green's veteran leadership probably
played a part.
Yeah,
I mean, they
for
lost
sure.
their 6th and 7th man in their rotation. Both
Yeah.
of them played big minutes come
Facts.
playoffs and championship. They brought in Justin Holiday. They brought in Jay Huff. Shout out to him. Braxton Key, Jalen Pickett, Julian Strother, and Hunter Tyson. And then they re-signed Colin Gillespie, Reggie Jackson, and DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah, see, now I'm looking at it, and like Jeff Green offered them the ability to sometimes play like a small lineup where he could play the 5 position. They don't have that versatility no more. That's gonna be very interesting because they've always been weak at that backup center spot just because Jokic is their starting center.
Yep.
So when you have that ability to go small when Jokic is out and like give you like that up tempo pace, it's a little that's gonna hurt them a little bit.
Yeah.
This is actually a team I was talking about. They just won a championship.
Yeah.
The main ingredients of the championship is back. So they're going to be another good year for them, playoffs, contention, whatever. But just grading the offseason alone, this is a C-. They lost more than they gained. I do like the way that they drafted, but I don't think that their rookies are going to be impactful year one. But I do think a couple years, these guys maybe could offer something. But when you lose 6 and 7 men off the bench and you don't really add shit except like Justin Holiday, does it hurt your team that much? Nah, they'll win 50-plus games. But as far as just the offseason, it was very underwhelming. So
I definitely don't want to see more
C-.
DeAndre Jordan minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, finals minutes, baby. He contributed.
Who is their backup center?
DeAndre Jordan.
DeAndre Jordan, yeah.
Zeke Naji.
We're waiting for the Zeke Naji year. I mean, that's what they're betting on. They're betting on Christian Brown. They're betting on Zeke Naji eventually, Peyton Watson. And maybe all of those dudes collectively take a step up. Like, oh, yeah, Bruce Brown wasn't that impactful because now, one of the other young dudes did it. But, yeah, strictly based on the offseason, I agree with PS. C-.
C-, yeah.
Brown is going to be good.
Christian Brown, yeah.
Yeah,
That boy gonna be good.
For him to be a rookie getting minutes in the NBA Finals, I think that doesn't get looked at enough.
Not just minutes.
Yeah. Like,
impactful minutes.
Yes, facts.
Then he had like a crazy rebounding game. He had like 10 rebounds or some shit. He got
Also,
a card on my team for it.
Has not lost a championship in like 5 years. Every team he's played on from college to high school to now in the NBA, he's won like all the championships in a row.
Boy, he's a winner. Plays the right way.
That sounds addicting. Just winning all those
You
championships
think he
in a row.
can even enjoy it because it's become more normal? I mean, I guess it's obviously different levels because it's NBA, high school, college, but like
That's a lot of rings.
I'm
though.
just a winner. You know?
Who is somebody else that's like that?
What was the guy named that played for the Warriors those 2 years, then went to the Cavs and won a championship too?
Pat Mccaw?
Yeah,
But
Pat
he went to the
McCaw.
Raptors.
I'm a
went to
Raptors, right.
But
Pat
Patrick
won 3 in a
McCaw
row.
wasn't doing shit.
He wasn't
was
playing, no.
No.
But those rings.
know-
Didn't
still
Patrick
count the same.
Wasn't Patrick McCaw? No, that was McKinney.
Alfonso McKinney.
When LeBron let him get the ball and then LeBron just blocked the shot.
Don't remember.
Was that McKinney? McKinney was on LeBron's team, I thought. Oh, no, he did play for
McKinney
the Warriors.
did play for the Warriors too. That's actually
But
who
I
I put on
don't-
that hoop grid.
But I don't. You did?
Yeah.
But I don't think he was in. He wasn't in the Warriors Cavs rivalry, right?
Oh. Or was that Patrick? Somebody literally let the ball go back. LeBron let the ball go back court and let somebody get in. He blocked it.
Oh no, that was Ian Clark.
Oh yeah,
Ian Clark.
Yeah,
Ian Clark.
Clark.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That could be
Kyrie hit the game
another good hoop grid
I've
name.
used him before.
Okay.
I used him
I
before.
forgot his
Ian Clark.
existence. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how deep you have to. It was
Pelicans,
Pelicans,
yeah.
Warriors.
Pelicans,
I put
Warriors,
Ian
yep.
Clark. That motherfucker was a banger.
Yep.
I was like,
Yeah.
you really just gotta think, man. You have to think. But Christian Brown. No, Patrick McCaw. Because I don't want this to get back to him. We gotta, you know what I'm saying? We names now. Was a dog at UNLV. And he had some moments with the Warriors too. But with the Raptors, I just do not remember shit except him winning in consecutive years.
Yeah. At least Christian Brown is out there hooping.
He averaged 1 point last year.
Who?
Shout out to him. That was 2 years ago.
Say, who he played for last year? Or who?
Hey, he won a G League, so he got 4 rings. Oh my God. He's saying G League chip, 2 with Warriors and 1 with Toronto. That's crazy.
He's suffering from success.
We should have your mic plugged in for moments like this, though, Austin, because I don't think they be hearing you when you giving us corrections and stuff. Yeah.
He be
Because you also talk low normally, so
He be like, "You hungry, girl?" Yeah, I tell you though.
Yeah.
Burger in the fry.
Is that it for the Nuggets? It's not one of the ones that a lot of moves happen.
That's all I had.
The Warriors They lost.
Hey, this is the one I cannot
It's hard
wait
to come up
see
for a
y'all
grade, yeah.
because I want to know what I'm tripping.
They lost Patrick Baldwin Jr., Dante DiVincenzo, JaMychal Green, Iggy. Dang, Iggy?
He's just a free agent.
I think he'll be back, right? He's
Yeah.
Iggy. Ty Jerome, Anthony Lamb, Jordan Poole, Ryan Rollins. They added Trace Jackson Jackson Davis. Why did I want to say Jr.? I don't know. They brought in Corey Joe. I didn't even really think about that.
Corey Joe.
Chris Paul, AirPods, Dario Saric, and they re-signed Draymond Green and Lester Q.
I gave him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Q.
Jordan Poole Jr. They saying on Twitter.
I gave him a B+ just because they did make sure they kept Draymond Green. We know that that's like the driving piece that really makes them contenders. He's the engine. Losing Jordan Poole, obviously, but you got Chris Paul back. I think it gives them a different look offensively. Gives them a guy who can really run that second unit when Steph Curry is out. And I like it, but I don't think it was like above the top where I would give them in like an A or nothing like that.
I gave them a C-. Two things. I do love the fact that they brought back Draymond Green. I think this Draymond Green bringing him back put them in a position where they gave up Jordan Poole. Not to say that Jordan Poole was going to get a king's ransom, but
Don't say it.
I feel like they could have got more.
Damn.
The other part, too, is my bone to pick with them for a long time has been size, and it feels like they got smaller because now Chris Paul is going to play in a significant amount of minutes.
Probably close out games.
So him, Steph, Clay,
Wiggs and
Dre.
Yeah, that's the new lineup of death in there.
And again, I could be a fool, but I just wish they got a little bit more size.
I feel like the fact that they did do it with Jordan Poole, I think having Chris Paul now in that position is a bit of an upgrade than having to deal with Jordan Poole.
But you know what? With Jordan Poole, it was so hit or miss in a sense that like Steve Kerr could have Jordan Poole out there or he decided not to, and it was no big deal. Chris Paul, even just based on his first couple interviews about like, oh, you the coach, when asking if he's coming off the bench, feel like the type of dude that's gonna be pissed if you decide to go loon dog over him in the closing lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's one thing to add to that.
And also, if they say, fuck it, we're going to try to start off Chris Paul. Let's just get this out the way. If it worked, great. If it don't, we know early. Who comes off the bench? Wiggins?
Looney.
I don't agree with that.
I don't agree with it either.
Starting off with the small.
Yeah.
I like Looney starting with them, man.
Yeah.
And even with Looney, they small.
Yeah. He's not a big. He plays big though. He get them boards and he do his thing. But yeah, it's a rough one. I gave a B-, mostly because I'm still King CP3 fan. And I'm excited about how he could potentially help this team. Because I have belief that Chris Paul's way of playing can be to the point with because a lot of people think that, oh, he's such a dribble guy. He's going to need the ball in his hands 24/7. I don't think he needs that. I just think that that's where it's been, you know?
Yeah.
He played alongside Devin Booker the last couple seasons. He wasn't a guy that was a 99 percentile usage guy alongside Devin Booker. Now, you do want to see him be more active off the ball, which is something that he's lacked over the last couple seasons. And if there's any place to start doing it, it's this roster right here. So I'm excited about how he can add because when Steph Curry has been off the floor for the entirety of Steph Curry's superstardom, they've been ass. They've been a bad team. And now instead of having Steph Curry on the floor, we're having Chris Paul, even if the second unit ain't amazing, it's going to just be significantly better than being one of the worst lineups in basketball. And I think that's where he holds his value too.
Do y'all think that's a misconception?
What? About Chris Paul?
Players.
Oh.
Because they are in a situation that helps their team significantly. So that's how we're going to play. And people and fans start to think that that's the only way that this professional top-tier basketball player can play. Yeah. Do you think that that's the only way Luka can play?
Absolutely
or do you think
not.
That's just the circumstance of the team at the end?
Well, no.
Because he didn't play that way his rookie season.
No, and he didn't play that way coming up in Euro. Or with
But it's just like, if you're the coach.
Where's Luka team? Slovenia?
Yes, he's from Slovenia. Yeah. If you're the coach and you have a Luka Doncic, you want the ball in his hands that many times.
Facts.
Prime James Harden, you want the ball in his hands that many times. James Harden's maybe a little bit different because even Doc Rivers recently went on the podcast and was like, man, we tried to switch the way we played the game, but James didn't want to do that. So, but I'm sure that, like, right team around Luka, he would be hands off a little bit more. Same thing with Chris Paul. But, like, those dudes, at least at the peak of their powers when you talk about Chris Paul, was dominant in that way of ball. So it's like, let's do that.
Yeah, even
Sometimes
Luka,
it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Luka's showing even like the little stints with the little time he had with Jalen Brunson, and he was okay playing off the ball, and that was fine with him. It seemed like he enjoyed like sometimes being able to give Jalen Brunson the ball and take a break. But even you saw like a little bit with Kawhi Leonard. When Kawhi was on the Spurs, people were saying that is he a system guy? Like I feel like that Spurs system sometimes put guys in a box where people think you can only thrive in the Spurs system. Well, even seeing guys leave like Boris Diaw and Kawhi and go other places and like show the same shit I did there, I could do other places. So I think sometimes Boris Diaw played for the Spurs.
Where did he go after the
Spurs? I don't know. Or did he come to the Spurs from the Jazz?
I don't remember.
He won Most Improved Player with the Cats.
But I feel like Boris Diaw went Atlanta.
Oh.
7 seconds or less. Suns.
I'm sorry. That's where he won Most Improved Player. Sorry.
The Suns?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he went to the Bobcats. And then he went to like the Spurs or the Jazz is like in the Boris Diaw.
Yeah.
So okay. I didn't know if you meant him or meant somebody else. That's why I said that. But either or, I get your point.
Yeah.
I was one of those people.
That dog Kawhi was like a part of the Spurs system?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't blame you.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I was one of those people. Not that he was only good because of the system, but I just thought he benefited from playing with people.
Yeah, you are like a lot of he did end up in Utah to end his career.
I feel like a lot of people benefit from playing with the Spurs. Or like even like playing with the Warriors. Like I feel like those teams where you just had to play good basketball, if you're a good basketball player, you're gonna thrive there. You just saw Dante DiVincenzo go there,
used to just be
rejuvenate.
Conversations early. It was like Jimmy, Paul George, Kawhi, just like those wings. And I just be like, Paul George and Jimmy don't play with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu with Greg Popovich. So it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? And it wasn't to discredit Kawhi, and maybe it was, but it was super refreshing to start to see them get old and kind of and Kawhi just like
take
over.
Off, yeah.
And then it was like, oh shit, I'm sorry, Kawhi. Apologies, you that boy. And I just seen Gilbert Arenas kind of saying something very similar. Where he was like, I tried to hate on Kawhi for a very long time because it don't look fluid. It don't look, you know what I'm saying, but it worked.
You know who's been getting a lot of hate recently? Dwayne Wade. Seems like
what?
Paul Pierce been on.
Paul Pierce. It was Paul Pierce, and then I think Jeff Teague also on his podcast was like James Harden is better than him. He
started a poll on Twitter. It was like ranked them.
But he said I'm bugging too, or he said something after like, I know I'm wild, but I got James. So he said something that was like
a caveat to it, just like this is my opinion.
Like this is my opinion, but I know this might come off as wild. He finished it with something like I'm wild though, or something.
I just think that people. Because when they ended up playing together with Bron and them, Wade wasn't the Wade from 06 or 07 or 08. Like he had already went through all those surgeries and stuff. Yeah. He was still a damn good player, but he wasn't as great as he was previous years. And I think only people remember him being number 2. When like, come on, bro, like 2006 was like he could have had.
He was the best
MVP
player on that
award.
championship team.
Yes, and he could have had an MVP award. He was right there.
30?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know which year it was exactly.
He had a year where he averaged like
right
32. There. It's like damn, I forget. You know what it is about Dwayne Wade as well?
What?
And Dwayne Wade was a guy. I remember my uncle was in jail when they won that championship against the Mavericks, and he sent me a drawing he did with a pen of Dwayne Wade holding the Finals MVP because I just love D Wade. D Wade had me wanting to wear Converse. When he first came in the league, he was with Converse, and he had the white toe shoes. The shoes with the white, the tip was white. I was like, that dude was raw. But Dwayne Wade also don't have the sexiest game. If we just keeping it above.
He get them rough buckets.
Yeah, like Dwayne Wade ain't shooting jumpers. Later,
but I feel like early Wade was so flashy and so fast and like athletic. Like his game was very. He had a lot of highlight. It was like a walking highlight reel. I don't know. Like later in his career, yeah, like with the LeBron era, yeah, he wasn't flashy. He lost a step, and he was more so just like skilled. He definitely would hit you with that pump fake, get you in there. Like people fell for that pump fake all the time.
Savvy vet.
So like,
it's not to say he's not exciting. I just think that he ain't. I think like somebody like Jeff Teague saying that because I used to be this way, and I'm not this no more. I think Dwayne Wade is number 3, but I did have Harden above, and I think it's because I prefer to watch prime Harden highlights or prime Dwayne Wade, or not even highlights. Which one do I want to watch? It was James Harden. Yeah. Now I'm Wade because James Harden is just requesting trades and Dwayne Wade got the shit done. Dwayne Wade, he's that man. Well, but I think a lot of people,
and he's a one-team guy.
Didn't he play for the?
He played for the Bulls and the Cavs.
Nope.
Didn't he play for the? The Bulls one ain't shit. The Cavs one is the what the fuck? He was wearing number 9.
Somebody asked me like, I did a TikTok when my guy put together like, did they play together? And it was like Dwayne Wade and Darrick Rose. Like, yes. They did.
That's
the
crazy.
fucking Cavs, bro. That Cavs team traded 8 people at the deadline.
That's what motherfuckers be doing in my league, and we be like, no, you can't do that. That ain't real. But they did.
They did it.
They be
and
like,
still
no.
made it to the finals.
It still made it to the finals, bro.
The Bulls traded him for a 2nd-round pick.
Bro.
Or did we waive him? We might have waived him.
I thought he got traded for a 2nd-round pick back to Miami.
I think he did get traded back to Miami.
Then we waived Rondo.
Probably.
I just know one of those dudes got waived.
Dwayne Wade was wearing number 9 and it won for Team USA.
Yeah, nah, that's why I would say he's a one-team guy because that shit shouldn't have existed.
Number 9, Dwayne Wade with them Cleveland Cavalier jerseys, IT in the Cavs. Oh my god, Derrick Rose with the baby dreads.
Yeah. They had that boy spotting up in the corner,
spotting up. Dwayne Wade number 3 though.
Yeah, he's number 3.
I love Dwayne Wade too. Dwayne Wade can really hoop, man. Yeah. He
the Bulls put D Wade on waivers.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
So the Cavs traded him for a 2nd. Someone traded Dwayne Wade for a 2nd.
That makes a little bit more sense.
And you know what's crazy about Dwayne Wade? I love early Dwayne Wade. Like rookie, I think his rookie year was like Donovan Mitchell, where he went to the Heat and they like went to the playoffs and he was going head to head with like Baron Davis and them, if I'm not mistaken.
The Cavs traded him back to the Heat.
There we go.
Yeah.
Where he came in, he was spazzing.
The middle part, Dwayne Wade, I do not like.
Yeah, with LeBron.
And then I love the end. I love Dwayne Wade.
His farewell tour was fucking amazing to me.
Old as hell on that Miami Heat team.
And the second best one, obviously behind Kobe's farewell.
I thought when Dwayne Wade retired, I was like, damn, he can still hoop.
Yeah, bro. And those playoff teams was really, I don't know. I just like they little teams that they had with the old Dwayne
15
Wade.
in his last year.
Who's on that roster? Him, Dragic.
Isn't
that's
Deion
young
Waiters?
Justice Winslow. Probably Deion Waiters. Maybe
Bam was
Bam.
Yeah,
I
Bam.
love that team, bro. I really, really love that team. I had so much fun. He hit a game winner and jumped
On the Miami,
table.
yeah.
That shit was.
That was versus the Miami
it.
Heat. Not Miami Heat, up against the Golden State Warriors.
Yes, it
Yeah,
was.
yes, it was. Yeah, I love that team. That
Did
team.
he hit 2 game winners that year?
Yeah, he hit another one.
Because he had the one against the Warriors. Isn't that the pump
The
fake?
pump fake,
Pump
and
fake
he
three?
put
Yeah.
the leg behind the line. Yeah.
And then he had one more.
Jumped on
the scores table. Yeah. Yeah, now Dwayne Wade farewell tour was amazing.
The one in Brooklyn when Melo got the ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn,
That's why Paul
Melo
Pierce.
deserved the
That's
one.
why Paul Pierce think he's so salty. He
Yeah.
mad D Wade got a proper farewell tour.
Who told that to him? Draymond?
Yeah.
You're not going to get the same love that Kobe did. Yeah.
It's just a damn shame to see. You know why it's a damn shame?
Why?
Because Paul Pierce can fucking hoop.
Yeah, he good.
If he didn't do all this hating shit, we would just think about Paul Pierce as a hooper. Paul Pierce also is a guy that stayed a little longer than he probably should have. The Clippers.
After that, after that playoff run with the Wizards, it went downhill.
Yeah,
I call game.
Brooklyn is also some shit that should have never happened. Yep. Paul Pierce should never have
that wasn't because of him. I mean, he got traded. It's not like
no, for sure.
That whole,
but him and KG should have never put those jerseys on.
But he's so true to Boston. You see how much it helped them. They end up with Jaylen Brown, who's now making $300 million. So yeah, it worked out. Colin Sexton was a part of that trade too.
Colin Sexton, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Damn, that is.
Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy to think about that Colin Sexton was a part of that trade.
This is why our podcast is so good. We were ranking off-season reviews, and we went into Dwayne Wade, James Harden, Paul Pierce.
Oh, you know who also was a part of this trade? Markelle Fultz, the fucking first overall pick. Bro, I was going to say we won't see something like that again, but we have. It might not be to this magnitude.
The Paul George trade?
Paul George trade, the Rudy Gobert trade, or maybe the Kevin Durant trade down the line where he's like, damn. They traded a lot of picks.
They just drafted EJ with the PG trade.
Yeah. Well, not all of these picks hit, though, because James Young was one of the picks as well.
Oh, what college he went to?
He was a Kentucky boy.
Yes, he was.
He's a Kentucky boy.
Yes, he was.
Also, a part of this trade. This is crazy. I'm looking at it
gift
again.
that keeps giving.
Kyle Kuzma.
Damn.
Because that 27 pick was Laker via Brooklyn.
Yep. And then the last guy who's coming to the league this year is Sasha Vizinkov
for the Kings.
For the Kings. He was a part of this trade too. Isn't that crazy?
How the fuck was he a part of the trade?
Second round pick from 2017.
Wow.
Yep.
You know how motherfuckers be online? They be like, oh, why the fuck would this 2027 trade be important?
This is exactly why.
Yeah.
This is exactly why. Now, if Sasha come over here and he coming off screens, 2 dribble, 13 points a game, then you were like, damn.
I had him in my league.
Mm-hmm.
I have him. I might have traded him. I hit a game winner with him against Reese. Reese was like, yeah, you beat me with whoever the fuck that was. I hit that shit. I'm like,
you gotta lock in. You gotta lock in.
You'll know soon.
Because, he in y'all conference. He might go crazy.
There's also a downside to having all those picks. Like the Thunder, you can't bring all those players in, so you're going to end up probably just having to move some of them, and then you're going to miss out on some guys too.
No, for sure. Because the Thunder still have 19 players in their roster right now.
I'm hoping
Facts.
Darius Baisley go crazy with the Nets. Because I just don't feel like Darius Baisley had his chance. The Thunder,
He was starting, but it was early. He started for the first 2 years of his career with the Thunder.
Yeah.
And they was like, shit, he might not be as good as we thought. This other dude coming in, he might be better.
Yeah, you're right.
Pierre was giving him like Lamar Odom comparisons.
Tall guy, can handle.
Yep.
Lefty. He's got a lot of the stuff.
Number 7.
he got a lot of not the skill though. That's the part he ain't got yet. We believe. The next team's the Houston Rockets. Lost.
Gallinari will wear number 88 for the Wizards.
That.
What the?
Yeah.
Big ass number.
Right.
As a whiteout. DJ Augustine, Josh Christopher, Usman Garaba, Frank Kaminsky, Boban Marjanovic, KJ Martin, Dyson Nix, and Ty Washington are all gone from the Houston Rockets. They added Dylan Brooks, Jeff Green, Aaron Holiday, Jacques Landale, Amin Thompson, Fred VanVleet, Cam Whitmore. Then they re-signed Darius Days and Trevor Hudgens.
I'm giving this team an A. I love all the veteran leadership they brought in, but they actually like veterans that are going to play quality minutes and like good. They're not just going to be locker room guys. And they drafted well. They got Cam Whitmore at 20. They got Amir Thompson. So it's like they did.
Amen.
They got Amen. Yeah, Amen. And they just got everything that they needed. And they're a deep team now that it looks like they're going to be fun to watch. This is going to be one of the more fun teams to watch this year. And I'm excited to watch the development, especially Fred after he just got the money. He got a lot. Fred had a very down year last year, and I think he knows that. And for him to get paid that money, he probably now knows he has to come out and hoop his ass off. And I feel like that we're going to see probably like a more closer version to like all-star version of Fred.
I'll get him a B+. A lot of the same shit Darrick said. I know a lot of people was mad at the money that they spent, but we talked to a cap expert who basically was like, man, you have to spend a certain percentage of the money. If not, it goes to like the fucking players. It just goes somewhere where you're not using it. So you might as well
it's
spend
like a fine. You get fined.
And yeah, when you know that type of information, which a lot of people don't know, we just found out about it. It makes a lot more sense. And I think they were so bad last year that you had to overspend it's basically what I'm saying is, if I'm Fred VanVleet, why the fuck would I leave Toronto to go to Houston unless they were giving me 15 to 20 extra more million?
Facts.
So they had the money to spend anyway, and they were in a position where they have a lot of young talent. So spread that money around to bring in 6 people didn't make sense when you have a bunch of young players. So they had to be minimal while using the money, and I think they did it the best way they could. They went out and got guys who are vets, like Darrick said. They come from winning. They know how to win. They line up with the focus of the head coach, which is going to be on the defensive end. And then they also, which is I think is the most important, they're going to be guys who are going to be able to coexist with the young talent that they want to prioritize.
Facts.
I don't think Fred VanVleet is going to handicap Jalen Green at all.
I think he's going to help him a lot.
Exactly.
I think he will. This will I won't say make a break because he's so fucking young, but this is a huge season for Jalen Green because, the discourse around him is fucking awful right now. If you go onto Twitter and you go.
Besides these highlight videos.
Exactly.
Shout out to his team.
And he's never played with a point guard. Shout out to Kevin Porter Jr., but he's not a point guard.
Yeah. And
Fred VanVleet is that. And it's going to unlock, in my opinion, it's going to unlock Jalen Green to where he's also putting up really good numbers, but people are going to take notice because they're not one of the worst teams in the league. It's not AAU basketball anymore.
Yeah.
I'm giving them a B. I really, really love their draft. This is the third year in a row.
Where they got a top guy and somebody in the back?
That I really like, right. I didn't know much about Jabari Smith Jr., I won't lie. But the Tari Eason selection, Alperen Sengun, and then I liked Usman Garaba coming out.
Me too. I still do.
Yeah.
I still do.
And now he might not have a roster spot because he's in OKC.
OKC, who
They
got
might
30
have to cut him.
motherfuckers. And I think I don't want to say this in the wrong way, but the best thing might for him to be cut.
to get a new opportunity.
Fucking
somewhere.
Nuggets pick him up, and he's gonna be
Yeah.
playing playoff basketball.
Yeah. So I really like it. Like everything y'all said, 90% of the cap had to be spent. Makes sense to spend it on a few guys instead of 1,000 guys.
Luckily, that
And the
Fred
last
deal.
year,
Yeah.
I remember Mike was mentioning this when it happened that the last year is a team option for Fred
Facts.
VanVleet.
So it's not that bad of
So
a
you know
deal.
what? I've now remembered that I'm bumping it to a B plus. It was a B in my notes, but I'm going B plus because of that. I'm excited. Like Darrick said, I'm super excited for Houston Rockets ball.
Me too, bro. Me too. They fans starting to annoy me a little bit,
They also don't own their own first round pick this year, so it
but
makes
they
sense
own
to,
somebody else's
Yes.
first round pick.
Yep.
And they shit is protected though.
It's like top 4 protected.
Yeah.
If I'm not
So
mistaken.
if they bad again,
If they bad again to be top 4, well, you know what? You could be the 10th worst team and jump up, and you good.
What I don't like about some Houston Rocket fans is I've talked about how bad they've been because they've been bad. They won 22 games last year,
Something like that.
but then when I give them props, they be like, "No, don't change up now." I'm not changing up. You fucking sucked last year, and you made a bunch of moves that I like, and I'm excited for y'all, and I fuck with the people y'all brought in. I love Tari Issa. That's my fucking boy.
Yep.
I love Coach Ime. I love Fred VanVleet and what he stands on, betting on yourself. I love all of that shit. I hyped up Jabari before he moved to the top. My video, it's all my receipts is there. Before the season started, I told, hey, they saying all this shit about Chet Paulo. It's this kid named Jabari Smith that's going into Auburn. He's a guy that I think can sneak up and argue for that number 1 pick. And 7 months later, God, boy, P, you're fucking psychic. Look at this. This dude, Jabari Smith Jr., is now in a conversation. All you got to do is check my Twitter, man. The receipts is all there. They all there. So I'm happy because y'all got a lot of people I like. And I like Şengün.
Have y'all seen the LeBron 21s?
What did Paul George call Şengün? He said some shit like Senguni or something. I'm like, Paul George, what the fuck? Yeah, that was like Kobe's.
They look just like Kobe.
Yeah.
I like them though. They clean.
They are.
He gonna post 21.
Yeah, that was.
Do something. I love OG Bron.
Yeah.
And I just got an alert saying that Bron took Bronny out to dinner last night.
Shout out to Bronny, man. Shout out to Bronny.
Love to see it,
Happy that
man.
he's doing well.
Aunties of Savannah, the whole
TMZ
fam.
TMZ bogus as hell though.
What they
Y'all see what they do? Yeah, they leak.
I didn't listen to that.
I didn't
shit.
listen to it either.
Yeah.
Oh no, I won't.
You don't know what happened?
No, I don't want to know.
Oh.
You know what happened. You just said it.
Oh, they
They got the audio of the call being made and they put it out. Anybody going to listen to it is a sick person. I saw it. I just scrolled. But
Yeah, I
it's
just
not-
scrolled past it. They both.
I don't want to hear that shit.
in no way. Hey, he's doing all right.
Yep.
He's out.
So happy for
No
him.
structural damage, so that's a good thing. Clippers. Eric Gordon lost. Xavier Moon lost. They added Kobe Brown,
Who the fuck is that guy?
KJ
Not
Martin,
Kobe Brown. Not Kobe Brown. I know who that is.
and they re-signed Mason Plumlee and Russell Westbrook.
Their off season is still pending for me. Because they're in the James Harden's 3
No, I'm laughing
Right.
because Darrick has been like in our group chat. He even said they said something.
Oh,
Y'all
Mike
saying-
had a video. He dropped an idea, and I was like, we should just wait on that because the Dame and Harden thing could shift the power rankings.
You were convinced this shit happening.
Hey, it seems like that's where he's going. He wants to go there, unless he end up back in Philly. I don't. If I'm
The
Philly, I don't
Clippers
want to bring in a
literally
disgruntled.
have no interest in him at all.
Yeah, I read that they were unserious.
Yeah, they said
Damn.
that
Yeah.
this morning. Yeah.
So
Because they probably just
see.
want to give up Norman Powell. They like, bro, we not giving up. That's the same thing happened to me in the league, KB. You weren't there for it, you're in the league. I'm doing a deal, right? It's a trade deadline, so I'm tweaking a little bit. I want Kristaps Porzingis. Him and Chet in the front court, I just think would be sexy. I tell you, I'm like, fuck it, bro. Let's just get this shit done. I'll give you Austin Reeves. I'll give you Asar Thompson, Kyle Anderson, and all my picks. He like, bet, we can do it. Now I'm giving him all these players. I need players back to match, or it's not gonna work. So I'm in his thing. I literally go to sort, and I go to the least overall player making the least money. So I throw in like Patrick Baldwin, somebody else. He like, hey, bet, let's do it. He like, P, we can't do the deal, man. I can't give up Patrick Baldwin. I say, hey, deal over.
Yeah.
Deal over, bro. Deal over, bro. I don't even fucking want Patrick Baldwin. I just throw him in.
You just throw it. You just throw it.
You getting Austin Reeves, Asar Thompson, all my picks, and you telling me no?
to Patrick Ball.
For Patrick Baldwin? And he ended up doing me a favor because the next game I played, Reeves had 40. And I'm like, oh, no, yeah, we good anyway. But I'm like, y'all be crazy.
Love him some PB&J.
C plus. I love the fact that they brought back Russ. I think Eric Gordon is a big loss. Not gonna sit up here and lie. He was shooting the fuck out.
They don't have
that
a
ball.
lot of shooting. Luke Kennard's gone after last season.
Luke Kennard.
They don't have a lot of shooting at all. And that's the thing that scares me, especially if they're not doing the Harden thing, who adds, of course, a bunch of threes himself. I gave it a C minus.
Yeah, and it's just like health. I really want to see a full year of Kawhi and PG.
I watched the Tyronn
KJ
Lue.
Martin's a good pickup.
I love KJ Martin. Yeah, you're right. Tyronn Lue, and they're excited to have him. Apparently, they wanted to get younger and whatever. Tyronn Lue said that he talked to PG and Kawhi about them having a different approach for this season. So hopefully we
with their bodies, health wise,
just taking it a little bit more serious.
Oh,
so
okay.
that he was saying that seeding and who you playing and home court advantage, that shit isn't important.
It matters. Facts.
And he was also saying if we do our work early, the
worry about
last
it.
10 games of the season, we can rest. Y'all can get it in. But if we got to really go down the wire the whole season for seeding and all that shit, then it, puts us in a tough spot.
One game can get you from the 4th seed to the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to be the 7th seed having a fight with the Denver Nuggets in the first round.
That's what he was saying.
You pretty much just set yourself up for failure at that point.
And then Matt Barnes was like, that's true, because then you put all that pressure, and now Kawhi done played in the last 10 games, and he played in the playoffs, and now the knee swelling up.
Yeah.
Because it just put in overtime versus being able to chill the last 10 games, knowing you good. Maybe you go from the 2nd seed to the 3rd. You know what I'm saying?
But I guess out west, the number 2. I mean, the Nuggets are probably the overwhelm. Well, actually, no. This year is going to probably be Phoenix and the Denver Nuggets at the 2. So never mind. Because last year was the Sacramento
Grizzlies.
Kings. The Grizzlies. The Grizzlies were the 2 seed.
Yeah.
So the Lakers got to play them, and the Grizzlies. I never took them serious as a 2 seed, but now you probably do have to take the 2 seed serious.
If that's them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of teams. The Lakers are going to be really good, I think. I think I'm always going to consider the Clippers.
Yeah.
The Mavericks could be good. The Kings could be good again. The Kings could drop. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? The Nuggets, the Suns. Shit, this Victor Wembanyama kid.
I'm not
I'm just
confident
joking.
in anything right now out west as
No,
far as
I'm not
regular
either.
season goes.
Yeah.
You know.
This is going to be a dogfight.
Who would be your leading favorite to have the number 1 seed? If you had to.
The Nuggets.
Yep.
For real?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow.
It would be them or Phoenix. Just because I feel like offensively, those 2 teams will
They just always
they're
are
gonna
good
always
when
be
they're
really
healthy.
good.
So
How
I
y'all
think-
feel about we didn't even mention the Warriors.
We did. They're also we graded.
No,
all
I'm
season.
talking about as far as these standings.
Oh, I think they always gonna be like that 5th, 6th in that 7 range.
Damn. Always?
I just don't see them having that offense as the top teams.
Okay.
They're gonna be cool.
They have Steph Curry.
They're gonna be good.
I saw you tweet being a greater shooter, but then also having an off-ball movement. I feel like it's the handle. I feel like the cheat
handle
code was
puts it
Steph
over.
Curry.
Yeah.
Because we've seen elite off-ball movement shooters like Reggie Miller, Ray Allen.
Cal Korver.
But it's always been imagine if that motherfucker could dribble it, do
Right.
a step back. Imagine if Reggie Miller had a step back
Yeah.
over Jakob.
Right.
That would be a fucking cheat code. That would be a cheat code. But I was watching a video yesterday of it was this morning, and I'm like, I wonder if KB saw this and that's what made him tweet it. It was
his movement without the ball, right?
NBA RTV.
Hell yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was watching when I
I-
tweeted that.
It
I'm
popped
like,
up today for me, and I was like, let me watch
I put that
it.
bitch on the big screen. I usually be watching on my monitor. I'm like, what? Put that motherfucker on the
On the-
TV,
on the
bro,
TV.
because he is going great. I also rewatched the documentary for a second time.
I
Yeah,
still haven't watched it yet.
It's
I don't
fine.
think Steph
Let's
Curry's
get him a
handle
shout
get
out.
talked about.
No,
enough.
this is no promo. NBA RTV.
Yep, NBA
Channels
RTV.
like that need exposure. I'm not saying they don't. They might have a gazillion subscribers for all I know. I don't be
at least
looking
like
at
100,000. So they doing all right.
subscribers. Them and Hoops Intuition, man. That's real. That's basketball, and not
They
just
actually hoop
highlight.
intuition a little bit too much for me.
real?
Motherfucker had 2014 Kyrie Irving FIBA.
That shit
handle.
was amazing. That was some of my favorite Kyrie highlights, and I was so happy that I didn't even have to ask them for that. They would just Kyrie and that FIBA shit on that team. He was dogging. You know what? Also, they posted Kawhi Leonard Summer League with the Spurs.
Like, why? I feel you, but God, who is?
I watched it, bro.
So I'm thinking about this from a YouTuber's perspective.
Yeah,
Like, there are a lot of video ideas that I would do, but I know motherfuckers not finna watch that.
I don't think they do it
like
for that.
1%. I know.
They got
but
clips because they be pissing me off because I be looking for shit and I'll see Hoop Intuition uploaded a 17-second video. I'm like, why you upload this? This is in a way. This is in a way. So I don't think they, you know what I'm saying? I know you missed the YouTube, so you probably.
I don't know why Summer League sounds interesting.
Just to see if how he was as a rookie.
That's the only reason I watched. Just like 2 nights ago, I watched my favorite version of Giannis. This might sound super fucking crazy. MIP year. Not MVP, but MIP. Before he had his own shoe. I just feel like Giannis was, I don't know, he was just a dog. He still is, but I watched the whole, like, I forget what year that was, but MIP year Giannis.
Young Giannis' jump shot looked better than
it did.
It looked way better than it does now.
A lot more smooth.
Yeah, it looked smoother.
Yeah. Everybody want to touch shit. These players coming to the league with not great look, a perfect jump shot. Like, you know what, you got to tweak it, get that elbow in a little bit more. Actually, you shouldn't release it here. You should release it right here. And that's how you fuck up people. That's how Markel Fultz had the accident.
Tyrese Halliburton just said that Steve Kerr told Luke Walton, we love that kid, don't touch his jump shot.
There we go. Yep. That's a perfect example. That's the motherfucker that would go to 28 other organizations and be like, you know what, that jump shot not doing it. It's not going to translate.
Like he was trying to do with Lonzo.
He changed it. Get well soon, Lonzo. Get well soon.
See, if you ain't touch this shit, he'll still be playing.
He done with them fucking BBBs, he'd still be playing.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy. Because as a Lonzo fan, that's the only thing I can tie that shit to.
Yeah.
And I'll be watching them old ass Laker highlights, and he definitely wearing them big ass shoes.
It's that and just being super unlucky.
Nigga wearing fucking Stephen Barry's shoes.
It was cool we did it because we had no choice.
Did Marbury actually play in the NBA in them shit? So was he in China?
I think he was in China by then.
Okay.
I think he was in China by then.
Starberry knew better.
Motherfuckers, $15 hoop shoes.
It was let me go play lesser competition.
And we had every colorway in them.
Every colorway. North Carolina colorway. Knicks colorway.
Knicks colorway. And they had the backwards Knicks colorway.
Bro, I had a Knicks colorway and had no Knicks gear. I'm talking about wearing a black shirt with yellow on it with Knicks color shoes. Being a kid is cool. You don't have to match. Nobody give a fuck. I was wearing $15 shoes. Nobody better than I. I remember being in Burr Ridge and I like after the year.
Yeah.
I wore my Kobe's to school and nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah.
You can't do it. You can't. My kids won't be able to do that. My kids will have to wear fucking Amiri.
Yeah, for real though. That's where it's going.
Dad, I can't wear my hoop shoes to school.
I'm be honest with you, babe. You got no choice. You just gotta get it. You gotta do what you gotta do.
I really had fucking hyper dunks on with jeans.
I used to wear
nobody cared.
I used to wear my LeBrons to school.
I had some fucking Derrick Roses. I was rocking the D Roses.
Motherfuckers actually was like, damn, that bitch is decent. Bro, let a kid
also,
go
I think fashion was just different back then.
Fashion was so different. Fashion was so different.
There's only a select few hoop shoes that can translate to like regular wear nowadays.
Which is what?
I feel like some Kobe's could definitely, like, you can wear a pair of Grinches.
Facts. The Grinches are like the one
with
shoe.
jeans?
I would say shorts.
I would say with shorts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think they would look
what
right with
shoes
rings.
could you wear with jeans?
Maybe only 11s.
Just
No.
Jordans.
Actual hoop shoes.
Oh.
Them retro 11s.
They've translated to lifestyle shoes.
Yeah,
now.
they're lifestyle.
They don't really exist. No, you know what?
Shout out to Dom Kennedy.
Where was I?
Don't wear LeBrons to the club. Them shit's ugly. He said that like a decade ago. What shoe you finna say?
It was
GT cuts.
We were at Summer League. I'm like, where am I at? Where's a bunch of basketball? I saw a decent amount of people. Well, they were on the staff rocking Ja Morant's
With jeans?
with jeans. Well, with like
Pants.
With pants?
They were Grizzly staffers, so I guess
Yeah.
it makes sense. But like, they didn't look too bad. Would I do it? Nah. But they didn't look too bad. I think LeBron 20s have that potential in 15 years though. Them 20s is just clean.
Them 20s hit different.
They just clean. Not a lot of
I
LeBrons
want
can
some
do
20s to not hoop in.
Yeah.
Just wear them.
Yep, they got that. But they're retroing a lot of the stuff. I think some KDs. No, back in high school, them KDs.
PB&Js and shit?
People was
Yes.
wearing the KDs
Yes.
with jeans for sure.
One of my best friends, Darnie, was dating this girl, and her cousin went to the mall with us, and we went to every Foot Locker in our fucking nation to try to get them PB&Js. She was hung strong. You would have thought she had an AAU tournament.
The KD on pearls also have wearability with like I think with everything.
Which are pearls?
The
he got
ones
that
with the
colorway in
wings.
everywhere.
I forgot.
With the wing on the strap?
Yeah.
On Pearl 6s, you can wear them with jeans.
Yeah.
I think that's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Shout out to KD. Lakers.
So now they need to put us a part of somebody's team. If I was like Cade Cunningham, no, Jason Tatum, because he actually has a shoe. We now gonna get in that meeting. Gonna be like, listen, man. The next step is to make some shit that's good on court and in a club. You drop 30 in them Tatum, then you go right to the club to celebrate with the same shoe on, just a different colorway.
You know, it's not even. I was thinking for a second, it's just the name Jordan. Just no, it's not, because LeBron is on that level of Jordan, and nobody is wearing bronze outside. The shoe has to be it. It's not just the name attached.
No,
to the shoe.
KB, that's not true.
That's not true.
Motherfuckers was wearing the LeBrons, bro.
I mean, I have a pair of
They
LeBrons
don't wear
I
them
outside.
now because I think, like you said, fashion has changed. But niggas, that's why Dom Kennedy made that line. Don't wear LeBrons to the club. I'm just ugly. Niggas was wearing the South Beaches and shit.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, don't think recent LeBron. You gotta think prime Miami Heat. LeBron 10, LeBron 9, the Corks, the Watch the Thrones. Niggas was
when we was in Cleveland for All-Star, I bought them bronze because they were just dropping because it was in Cleveland. Have not take them bitches out of the box. They are sitting in the box.
Big Bangs?
The Big Bangs.
Is it from that pop-up shop we went to?
Yep.
I
just sitting in the box.
They not what I thought.
Yeah, I might have to off them ones. And they not even going for nothing, I would assume.
And I bought some orange shit and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna match. Them shit do not match.
Lakers, they lost Bamba, Malik Beasley, Troy Brown Jr., Wenyen Gabriel, Shaquille Harrison, Scottie Pippen Jr., Dennis Schroeder, Cole Swindler, Tristan Thompson, and Lonnie Walker, and they added Jackson Hayes, some undrafted rookies who might that Colin Castleton looked pretty good in Summer League. Jalen Hood, Shafino.
Stop playing with Bron, boy. Like niggas wasn't
with Wale. That actually, never mind.
That shit look decent.
I ain't gonna say it. Maxwell Lewis, Torian Prince, Cam Reddish, and Gabe Vincent. They re-signed Rui Hachimura, Austin Reeves, and D'Angelo Russell. And a real big offseason for the LA Lakers. A lot of moves.
Yeah,
Lots of moves.
The Gabe Vincent one, the re-signing Austin Reeves. What was the big they brought in? I forgot.
Posits too. I'm sorry.
Jackson
I'm sorry.
Hayes.
Yeah,
Jackson Hayes.
I got it on my
I feel like they signed
Cam
guys
Reddish.
who they can really take a chance on, like Jackson Hayes and Cam Reddish. And I feel like it seems like the Laker thing is that if you come here and you take a chance on us, it seems like it boosts you. We just saw it with Malik Monk. We saw it. Who did it last year? Lonnie Walker. So like and I feel like Gabe Vincent is the point guard that they really need. I feel like he's the guy who's low maintenance. He come in, stretch the floor. He show you with Miami Heat, like his versatility, what he can do. So like I'm very excited for this, and I think that Jackson Hayes is a big that can come in and eat up a lot of those center minutes for Anthony Davis.
I love it. I gave them an A+.
Yeah,
I just think that the second half of last year, where they really got on track and became a good team and went deep in the playoffs, was this roster. This roster did that, and they doubled down and brought everybody back. As long as they brought back Austin Reeves, I was gonna be good with them.
At a good price. Very good price.
Really good price.
I saw the report that the Spurs were considering offering him $21 million a year.
I saw that too.
They should have just done it.
They should have.
They should just did it just to fuck up the Lakers.
Yeah, why not?
They also would have had a lot better of a team.
Yeah.
Reeves, Vassell, Johnson, Sohan,
And Vic.
Vic, I like that team. But I agree with you. I love the Jackson Hayes and Cam Reddish. I think that should be a recipe for a lot of competing teams who, you know what I'm saying? Like, take a chance on some guys who were top 10 picks and ain't really show shit yet. Oh, Rui.
Oh yeah, Rui did. Yeah, Rui did rejuvenate himself there as well.
Yeah. So if you see that you have a staff or somebody a part of your staff like Phil Handy who's kind of getting the most out of guys, they're not damaged goods, but they're afterthoughts, and you can get them at a cheap price. I'm for that. I think teams who do that and drafting good.
Yeah,
is like, because I think Memphis drafts really, really well.
Yeah, except for the one.
Zaire.
Yeah. But you know what? I've read an article.
He still got some time.
They're the next team we're going to talk about, so I'll hold that. But the Lakers probably had the best offseason in my opinion. Did everything that I expected them to do. I was really afraid that they was going to try to do the Kyrie Irving. Now we have a big three. You didn't need it.
I don't think the Kyrie thing is still out the window. If he's available, for some reason he wants to be available at the deadline,
right.
You 100% believe that they are calling Dallas.
Because you know what contracts make that work? Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell's contract together is Kyrie Irving's contract almost exactly.
Oh, there you go.
So it's not out the realm possibility. But because of the second half of the season was went so well for them with this team, double down on it. I don't believe Bron was healthy last postseason. You see, went from a 30-point per game scorer to mid-20s. He didn't run pick and rolls. He wasn't moving the same.
And he has surgery.
You just like, man, you double down on that. Get a guy like Gabe who can play on with LeBron, without LeBron, and hold it down. I love the offseason. I think I gave it an A.
Yeah, same. And I feel like when you do that and you could bring back your guys and like
Gabe Vincent, I didn't even mention in my spiel.
yeah, if you could bring back your guys and also add other guys who can kind of complement your team, I think it's a dub.
It's a big season for Anthony Davis
Why? It's a free agent.
because he needs to be. He has not been in real MVP conversations in some time. This is the year, Anthony.
I feel like, KB, I've been saying that for like 3 years.
This is the year, Anthony. Do you remember last season? He had like a month and a half stretch where he was fucking spazzing. 40s, 30s, 20 rebound games, 7 block games, and then he had injury.
Is this why basketball is the greatest sport? Because that's how my mind constantly is like a train that just circles back and forth and back about all of these different shits. It's what ifs, it's what could have been, and it's what's next. I've been watching the Kawhi shit because I'm like, who is another player that I just don't think of that way that could be that guy? I think it could be a guy like Tari Eason, but I'm just saying I also think of shit like that. Like, ain't it fucking crazy how it ain't Giannis and AD? It's just kind of like, I just don't know. Certain shit that you just couldn't tell me was gonna happen. It's just certain shit you couldn't. I'll be on Twitter.
6 years ago, there was no way you could have convinced me Anthony Davis is not going to be top 5 in the league.
Facts.
No way. I would have called you fucking crazy.
The man was putting up like 40, 20, and 5 blocks in the game sometimes.
Yeah.
You just reminded me. I got some asses to get on.
Okay.
This is gonna sound very random, but I wrote this shit down because I thought I was gonna come on this podcast before I knew I was going to New York, and now I had 100 bars. Stop going on fucking Twitter
Draymond?
and talking shit. This ain't for a player.
Oh, okay.
I'm defending a player. And talking crazy to hype a motherfucker up or to just not be. Yo, this new generation, y'all are crazy. Y'all are mad disrespectful. I'm on my New York shit. Y'all are mad disrespectful, B. I'm gonna name some names, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And y'all tell me how the fuck is somebody supposed to be successful with this, okay? Coaches. Paul Westphal, Keith Smart, Michael Malone, Ty Corbin, George Karl, Dave Yeager. That's 6 coaches in 6 years.
Are we talking about? Okay.
Let me name some names that was drafted after this young man was drafted by his team, okay? Right after him, they drafted Jimmy Fredette with the 10th pick. This is ahead of Clay and ahead of Kawhi. The year after that, they drafted Thomas Robinson with the 5th pick ahead of Damian Lillard, who was the very let me double back. Jimmy Fredette was the 10th pick. The very next fucking pick was Klay Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, a little bit further down, was Kawhi. I just want to be clear. Thomas Robinson was the 5th pick the very next year for the Kings. The 5th. Right after him was Damian Lillard at the very next fucking pick. And a little bit later was Harrison Barnes. Yeah, Harrison Barnes ain't Damian Lillard, but Harrison Barnes had a much better career than Thomas Robinson, if we're just being honest.
NBA champion.
The year after that, this is where they get it right, KB? Mm-hmm. That's what you're asking? No. Ben McLemore out of Kansas. 7th overall pick. Right ahead of KCP and CJ McCollum. And down the line, Giannis. We'll cut him some grace with the Giannis shit.
A lot of people pass on Giannis.
But KCP and CJ McCollum, much better careers than Ben McLemore. No disrespect.
was supposed to be cold.
He was.
He was.
So was Jimmer Fredette.
I was going to say, all the motherfuckers I named, all the motherfuckers I named was supposed to be cold.
They really just
Jimmer's the one that was like, if you would have told me in the moment Jimmer wouldn't translate, I would have been like,
I was never a fan of Jimmer coming into college.
Yeah,
just because the shit he was doing was not finna happen.
And he was at BY fucking U.
That BYU run was
But
crazy, though.
Thomas Robinson was a fucking man at Kansas. He was a dog. He took them to the Final Four. All right. After Ben McLemore, they're going to get this right, KB. Mm-hmm. They going to get this right. D-Bill, there's no way.
Is this who I think it is?
It's no way. Who you think it is? Let's see. Guess.
What year is this again?
I don't know the year. I just got it in the order after DeMarcus was drafted. These are all in a chronological order.
And the last one
order.
was T-Rob, right?
Ben McLemore.
Ben McLemore. Oh, is this Mr. Papa?
Who? No.
Oh, okay, so I'll sit back.
He's coming, though. He's coming. Nick Stauskas.
All right.
8th pick.
Hot sauce, baby.
Ahead of Zach LaVine, Dario Saric, Gary Harris. Nick Stauskas.
So far, they got a type. I'll say that. Whoever was drafted had a type there.
The next pick, the year after, this is the 6th pick. These motherfuckers had so many top 10 picks in a consecutive year, man. They should have had a fucking dynasty. These motherfuckers picked Willie Cauley-Stein. Yeah. I have no problem with Willie Cauley-Stein because I thought he was going to be a really good just block shot, catch a lob, Tyson Chandler vibes. But my bone to pick is he plays at the position of your fucking star player.
Yeah.
I think they was trying to replace him that year.
And he was picked ahead of Miles Turner and Devin Booker. And then the last one that I cared to write down because I think he got traded a little bit after, so it didn't matter. This is your guy, Papa Giannis, with the 13th pick ahead of Karis LeVert, Malik Beasley, Pascal, and DeJounte Murray.
I want y'all to go look at Big Papa or Papa Giannis.
He's hooping now, though.
Where?
They said he's in the EuroLeague.
Oh, okay.
He was trying to he had NBA interest to come back. But
Papa Giannis played like fucking 12 games in the NBA. And you know what makes it worse? I went back to look at like the mock drafts. He was projected to go like 50th.
What the fuck?
Bro, I'll prove it, bro. Because I said in the video, people was like, that's cap. What? He played 39 games in his NBA career. He was the fucking overall pick? 13th overall pick.
He was projected to go 50th?
And they took a chance on him that high?
Yes.
Damn.
Like they couldn't have fucking traded 2 seconds to get the 40th pick.
Holy shit.
The Kings are the sorriest franchise.
Picked at the man position.
Not no more. They cool. Years. They cooling now.
This argument is just for people that talk about DeMarcus Cousins and the Kings not going to the playoffs and winning. He shot this field percentage
60 points.
Literally, bro. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Basketball is a very simple sport. You either can hoop or you can't.
But the people that was saying that he was just as good as that's the cap.
Oh,
look at that.
Is this where
this is a mock? 49th, mocked 49th in the draft.
Is this what made you do all this do all those looking at the draft?
It was just a conversation, and I won't lie. A few years ago, I was a guy that was saying he was on a level, but now after 2, almost 3 MVPs for Jokic in a ring, obviously I'm not saying that now. Duh, Joel Embiid MVP. Joel Embiid is a lot better of a player than he was back when I used to think DeMarcus Cousins would fuck him up.
Yeah,
like I used to say that shit when Ben Simmons was in his 2nd year. You know what I'm saying? Like when Cousins was with the Warriors, I was like, man, Cousins was still in the league. Cousins not even in the league no more. Nobody's really saying that.
And they say he's never mind.
And they saying what?
He's kind of washed in Puerto Rico too. Like he's not. You know how people go to those other leagues and they stand out. They say he's not really standing out.
I just don't like the fact that even if your sentiment is he wasn't on the level of Jokic or Embiid, cool. But DeMarcus Cousins can fucking hoop. I don't give a fuck about no field goal percentage. He did turn the ball over a lot, but look who he was playing with. And I'm a turnover police. You know what I'm saying?
He used to bring the ball up the court after rebounds. Yeah, he used to turn the ball over, but I didn't really care. And he was on a bad team.
He was a fun player to watch for sure.
Who was his best teammate? Rudy Gay?
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas? The best draft pick that they picked was Isaiah Thomas with like the 60th pick, the last pick of the draft.
And they didn't
and they traded his ass quick.
Yeah, they got rid of him immediately.
For what? Had Tyreek Evans. Hey, your best year as point guard. Let's try you as shooting guard, small forward.
Yeah, you're a little bit tall. You're a little bit too tall to play point guard, buddy. Let's move you over a little bit. Let's give the ball to fucking. Oh man, Kendall Marshall.
Bano Ulrich.
I used him in Hoop Grizz the other day.
That's why he looks up my mind. I seen that in the other couple of days ago. I'm seeing T-Mac. T-Mac put some comments out. Oh, who is this guy to talk? Man, listen. For sure, it's very unfortunate he didn't win a playoff series in his prime. It's just crazy, right? I can admit that just don't sound well.
Yeah, not one series.
It just sounds crazy, right? It sounds great. But as a guy who watched this man's prime, he was up there with Kobe Bryant. And Kobe's my favorite of all time. Kobe and Penny. Tracy McGrady was at that level.
Yeah,
I'm convinced that if you put Tracy McGrady with Shaq on the Lakers, they probably win a championship.
Do
they win as many as Kobe? I don't know.
I had a Tracy McGrady quote from his when he was on Pat Bev Pod. He said, "If I had won a championship, I think my legacy would be a lot different. I don't know how much of a difference because I'm internationally known. I sell shoes on a global level, and I have a great brand on a global level."
I mean, I guess technically that was both true. Motherfuckers is not rocking T-Max, really.
You know, it's the one indicator.
I like his league, though. His league is kind of cool.
I haven't seen much about it.
It's the 101 league?
It's a 101 league. Oh. They got some YouTubers in it.
The one indicator about greatness is your peers, bro. motherfuckers don't sit around and vouch for motherfuckers who couldn't hoop. So when you see clips of LeBron, Kobe, Shaqs, the Wades, Iversons, and they give it up for T-Mac, motherfuckers don't. Kobe is not in his interview just sitting around like, man, Steve Francis was Cuttino Mobley was my hardest guy. They do that for guys who can hoop, bro.
I was just watching Steve Francis the other day.
I like Steve Francis. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's no disrespect to Steve Francis because he could hoop and I fucked with him. But as good as Steve Francis was, he was no Tracy McGrady. Like, young people need to know we're not hyping up Tracy because he was just in an older era. He really could hoop. Tracy McGrady could really hoop. And when you hear the other Hall of Fame guys, Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Famer himself. As crazy as it sounds. But when you hear people hype these guys up, it ain't because of nostalgia, bro. It's so many players that's nostalgic. Like fucking Baron Davis, Steve Francis, Vince Carter. Tracy McGrady, like, I can't stress it enough.
I think nostalgia puts it at a new level, though. Going back to the original when the person was like, oh, Boogie is on the same level. That's nostalgia talking.
Yeah.
Saying that Boogie was on the same level of Jokic and Embiid.
For sure.
But like a level below that is like Boogie was really fucking good. Or T-Mac was really fucking good. You know?
But like anything I would say about Boogie, times 1,000 with McGrady. Like times 1,000, bro.
We're an hour and a half to the show, and I just realized that was there.
And I'm starting. The moment I took it out, I told myself to take it. I don't know what the fuck. Y'all must have got me started. But Tracy McGrady, bro. I just can't say it enough, man.
Who do you think in this era is gonna have the similar?
Who is
thing?
that Unreal in them family? Didn't they have an uncle or something? That's what's their name? Dead. The one that would play that went to Georgetown. It was his dad.
Oh, what about him?
He loved T-Mac. He was obsessed with Tracy McGrady.
That's because he looked like him.
He was obsessed with Tracy McGrady. He did look. He had like the look.
He looked just like T-Mac.
He loved Tracy McGrady, bro. A grown ass man, like grown man love. Like
pastor. He's a pastor.
My dad would give Allen Iverson a kiss on his forehead. I met Iverson, got an autograph, gave it right to my dad. As much as I wanted it, like, no, here. He like, my dad was in his 30s and had game rooms with Iverson pictures hanging up and shit.
Facts.
Like, when grown men love you that much, you are special. Like, that's how I feel about Kobe. I'm a grown ass man with Kobe Bryant as my screensaver on my PC.
Game room was pretty dope. Now I'm thinking about it as an adult.
And considering the fact that he wasn't making the money that we make, like with this shit, he kept him a game
all
room
the
that was
slam
decked
posters.
out. Yeah.
I mean, not posters, but magazine. Every edition for like
In
fucking
chronological
decade.
order.
Yep. Just had them all. You could just look through them. Sometimes he let you take the poster out of them, and you can have them if he really fucked with you.
He was
that
ahead
day.
of his time with the game room for sure.
Facts,
for sure.
Facts.
But yeah, I just had to say that Tracy McGrady. As much as my spiel was with Boogie, Biggie.
What do you think about this era? Might have like a similar, like might not have the playoff success or whatever that people be like, oh, he wasn't that good, even though
Damian
he was.
Lillard.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Damian Lillard can fucking hoop.
I think it depends on what this next month looks like.
But yeah, I think Damian Lillard.
So going to the conference. So y'all saying conference finals appearances don't really? Because I was also thinking.
That's a good point, though. Yeah, that conference finals appearance probably is going to get him his respect because a lot of people don't do that.
You also have to remember, though, it's saying that now because we not that far away, but like another 15 years from now, nobody going to be like, oh, this is the guy that went to the conference finals.
I mean, I kind of see that right now where people are like, oh, look who he went against to get there. And then as soon as he went against a real team, they got swept. It was just like jackass stuff. So I could see in 20 years, but like that's not really on not the conference finals appearance. You never touched an NBA floor, like Steve Nash. You never touched an NBA floor in your lifetime.
People be hating on the fact that Iverson lost to the Lakers in the finals. They don't. I still think that Iverson one win in that series with the team he had is crazy.
Yes, the next highest point per game guy averaged like 12. It was like Allen Iverson or nothing. That was it.
James Harden could go into that category too.
That's a good one.
Yeah, because his playoff history.
But he also has the MVP.
He has the MVP.
I think that might put him over the edge.
I mean, Iverson also has the MVP too.
Has MVP.
So
that's true too. Yeah.
I mean, it's more so like the playoff. James Harden traditionally sometimes has those playoff stinkers that you remember more than his good ones.
If we count him, it's gonna be Russ. Especially because the last couple years of his career hasn't been amazing as it was like 4 years ago. I think I could see people being like, you know, he was young and they made that run, but after that, what he do?
Got a fucking good one, KB.
Wait, do Russ even count? He made it to the finals.
He made it to the final, but he was
No,
like,
it ain't about making it to face. It's just that what people going to think of you when
Yeah,
you
what's-
done.
what is his perception at the end of it?
Who would be the next T-Mac of this era? Like T-Mac don't have all
Like
them,
the-
accolades.
I don't think nobody ever going to do that shit
That's
again.
what I'm saying. Like I was gonna,
0 playoff wins
that's
is
all-
crazy.
Like Game would have been the closest one, even though he don't have the same like global success.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think that's great. That's why I said that shit as a T-Mac fan, I can't really defend it, but he just had some. A lot of teams he was matched up with, I don't remember as a fan they were supposed to be. They was not supposed to be the Pistons. He was playing with fucking Pat Garrity.
Bang.
Like what the fuck? But to say that though, that's still a horrific stat to have against
Ooh,
your name.
Pat Garrity. Let me see what other teams Pat Garrity played for, because I got a feeling I can use that man later.
And yeah, people, watch this shit for y'all that be thinking niggas is pulling names out for Google. I'm freestyling. Pat Garrity is in the bag of
When
names.
I was younger, when we used to be in Rail's backyard, he used to be T-Mac, and I used to be Pat Garrity.
Which is crazy because Mike Miller was rookie of the year. He must
Yeah.
have not been on the team yet.
Or Pat Garrity played 1 year in Phoenix. So for the people at home that's waiting for the Phoenix Orlando, Pat Garrity.
Pat Garrity.
I
What
was
else did you
fucking
do for
Pat
Phoenix, Orlando?
Garrity.
Matt Barnes,
That Barnes is a good one.
Grant Hill.
Yeah, I feel like that's the one most people don't guess.
Pat
Pat Garrity had a year we averaged 11. You know, the reason I picked Pat Garrity,
Garrity, Drew Gooden. These are his second and third best players and shit.
because I picked Pat Garrity. It wasn't like KBU Pat Garrity. Pat Garrity he was shooting 40% from 3 on 5 attempts in the early 2000s. That was not
That was
normal.
crazy back then.
That's not
That
normal.
was crazy.
And he was a 4-man. He was it wasn't like he was a point guard.
Can you see the team with Matt? Who was the Magic center back then? I was trying
Like during
my
that
best.
era?
Because it was the Magic and Bulls. And I'm like, who? I'm thinking of all the eras before I answered.
So the year that it was Doc Rivers won most valuable coach, what the fuck, coach of the year. They started on most of their games Jacques Vaughn, Tracy McGrady, Mike Miller, Pat Garrity, and Sean Kemp.
Sean fucking Kemp. Wow.
33-year-old Sean Kemp.
Sean Kemp.
Yep. Grant Hill was also on this team, but he played 20 games because he got injured.
That was another thing I wanted to bring up with the T-Mac shit when people talk about the losses and winning. He was supposed to play with Grant Hill, bro. Grant Hill's fucking ankle went into his own thing.
He wins a playoff series if Grant Hill was not injured.
Easily, bro. Easily.
Yep.
Supposed to have Tim Duncan. The GM ain't want the Tim Duncan family to go on the plane. Now you don't get Tim Duncan. Like, just unfortunate shit.
Yeah.
Like T-Mac got to go see if somebody put a hex on his basketball career. Just like super
I
unfortunate.
saw a TikTok of him. He was like, if we went to a football field right now, you gave me a ball
I could
on my
throw 80
knees, I could
yards.
throw 60 yards.
Yeah.
And if I stood up, I could throw 80.
Facts.
If you gave me a baseball,
said this?
T-Mac,
Yeah,
if you gave me a baseball
T-Mac
right
can
now,
play baseball. I don't know about this.
He
I
said
could
he can
throw
throw-
85, 88.
Yeah, facts.
I'm just naturally gifted. It's what I do.
Bro, what the
She's
fuck?
speaking so late. Y'all probably ain't hear that, but the Google and I.
Shut the fuck up. But no, T-Mac played professional baseball.
Yeah, he said he played in like 2003, 2013 or something.
Don't remember
Yeah,
that.
he played. He was
Yeah.
a pitcher. I don't know about this football shit though. I did not know. But yeah, T-Mac was a pitcher, man.
Unrelated. My godfather T. You remember T?
Yeah, cut hair.
Yeah, he big baseball guy. Was my baseball coach growing up. Boom, boom, boom. He had a stint in the minors
Wow.
as a pitcher. Actually,
The shit you don't know.
he had a stint in the. And I mean, when I say stint, I mean
Stint.
fucking shorter than Michael Jordan's stint. And then he fucked up his knee. He had hurt his knee. Never played
But
again.
to have a stint mean that somewhere
You
in
were
some
actually
point
really
in his
good.
life, not only was he really good, he was that
For
guy.
real. You know. Now he played low A ball. It's not like he ever got to double A or even triple A. But he had a game after surgery, after everything. And he invited us to. It was like a men's league at this point. He's no longer playing professionally.
Be funny. Like he was horrible or some shit. Gave up 3 home runs.
He get a base hit. No, he's actually a position player
Oh,
nowadays.
okay.
He gets a base hit. Boom, single. He steals second. Like, oh shit, the knee looking good. Base hit to the right field. He's rounding third to go home. He falls and fucks himself up. And at this
Damn.
point, I'm like 9 years old, so I don't really recognize.
I'm sorry for laughing.
I'm like 9, and I don't even really recognize that he's in real pain.
Oh,
And I'm
wow.
like on the gate, get up, get up, get up. And the game didn't even stop. Dude with the ball tag him, And because all of the commotion was going on, the dude that hit the ball to right field thought he could steal third
Oh, he
base
couldn't.
when nobody was looking, and he got tagged too. So he prevented them from scoring a run, and the inning was fucking over. And I don't think he's played like real baseball since that day.
Damn.
Crazy.
Man, one injury. Just
Bro,
took it all
life
away.
without technology, like life before technology was fun. Remember when my dad used to play for his job had like the softball team he would play?
No.
Yeah, my dad, his job had a softball team and he would go out and play. And I watched. It was just shit like you just said. They had a men's league. Why we don't do shit like that?
we
Well, you
should.
know why? Because it's been a fucking game on a PC.
But you know, I don't even. I was talking to Mike about this. I don't consider myself a gamer anymore.
No?
I'm sitting in Discord, but I don't be gaming anymore.
I feel you because
Yeah.
I feel like I gotta force myself to just do something. But yeah, we don't be on Call of Duty or no shit. Like
Right.
that's gaming. That's gaming.
When I see gaming is like multiple hours straight. You sit down and you doing it.
Yeah.
I don't do that anymore.
No.
Is it because you don't have a game that gets your attention that much?
No game got that fire in me. MLB The Show had that for a couple months.
Yeah, facts.
I think every new game is gonna get that.
Yeah.
2K's gonna get me for a couple months, and then I'm probably gonna be off the shit again. And
Yeah.
I think it's best to be like that though. To be honest with you,
especially
Because it's
when we
just
got
like-
all the shit we got going on.
yeah,
Yeah.
being tied up to the shit. Like my dad used to be a hardcore 2K gamer, just like on his offline shit. But he was on the phone with me the other day, like I'm telling him the different shit you can do. He's like, it's best for me to not even get back into that shit.
That's one part I never want to get to where it becomes too advanced for me. I always want to be at least tuned in, even in the age of 80.
I was breaking down to him the eras and like, cause he's an offline guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they got this new shit where like you can get a franchise error. He can go back and rebuild Iverson.
Yep.
2000 team. Like you couldn't do that back in the day. You just had
Yeah.
to play current.
Whatever year it was.
And that's dope.
Yeah.
You can fucking do that and implement LeBron 2003 draft class. Like
2K gas. The offline stuff for 2K is not as bad as the online
they just
stuff.
it's just certain shit should be fixed that they don't fix.
For sure.
Somebody just went through and did like a team with just LeBrons, but like in each era of LeBron, and like it was like 8 of them, and it was like how many wins could this team of LeBrons get with like what is the rest of them, like 4 or 5 different AIs at like 40 overall, and the team got like 70 some wins.
Damn.
It was like, and they won a championship. And LeBron, well, obviously one of the LeBrons won MVP.
Click do it best. Click like I make my own universe and he'll just reset some shit. LeBron get fucking what?
I do that too.
I haven't seen you do that shit in a long time. The last thing I seen you
Go to
do
my
is
YouTube channel right now.
Mccaw Bridges.
Go to my YouTube
potentially
channel
winning
right now.
MVP.
Go to my YouTube channel right now.
I'm not saying you didn't. I just haven't seen
Go
it.
to my YouTube channel right fucking
What
now.
happened to yours? How do y'all sit through that shit? I'll be like, man, I want to do. I'll be like, fuck, I want to do it in my own time. Fuck like a YouTube video. I'll be like, I can't do that. I can't sit there
Gotta
for
pay
that
the bills
shit.
though.
Who? Yeah. Where did you start from?
Started from 2003.
That's a great year.
11 days ago. Created NBA Universe. But the reason is different, and
Wow, steps. You just did that for the thumbnail.
I did it for
Okay, 'cause I was
Uh,
gonna say that would be hard.
so the reason it is different though is because every year I spin a wheel from every draft from 2003 to now. So in 2005, Steph Curry draft class is. So it's not attached to the year.
Oh,
So we
because that would have
see-
been Chris Paul's year.
Exactly. So we see Yao Ming guarded by Victor Wembanyama.
Oh wow!
Because
that's actually decent.
I 100%.
So who was 2003 draft class?
I kept Bron because
Okay.
you need Bron in the NBA. So you got to keep
I was
Bron.
so finna say, what the fuck?
But after that, every
Fucking
year
Michael
is spent.
Beasley.
Yeah, right. But go watch the videos if you want to. We should probably get back to what's at hand
Okay.
because we still got more teams to do.
Bro, the
We're on the
rabbit hole
Grizzlies.
that y'all just went down was crazy.
Yeah,
on
no,
the
that
Grizzlies.
was like
That's why
40
our
minutes
podcast
of
is great.
non-topic shit. And
Grizzlies.
I forgot what we
Grizzlies.
were. Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Anybody got it? I completely
gave
lost
I
up.
it.
can
Oh.
I can look up the.
Well, they added Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
They also lost Tyus Jones. They also lost. Go ahead, Dave.
So Marcus Smart, Derrick Rose, and Josh Christopher were the acquisitions. They lost Tyus Jones and they lost Dylan Brooks.
And then who did they draft?
It doesn't have it.
I'm back here. Hold on. Just give me 6 seconds. I'll be right back on the spot. Have we went through? We have gone through that team. Boo, boo. My fault, y'all. This is bad podcast, and I apologize. We went down the rabbit hole, and I left my damn place that I was at. And what team are we talking about?
The Grizzlies.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Golly. My apologies, people, man. This is not what I be on. Lakers was the last team.
You gotta be locked in, bro.
There we go. Did you say Derrick Rose?
Yeah.
Okay.
Josh Christopher and Marcus Smart.
Isaiah Todd
Yes, Isaiah Todd.
And they re-signed
because
Desmond
Isaiah
Bane.
Todd was like, man, I can't wait to play for the Suns.
They actually did not have a draft pick. They did not sign anybody in the draft. One of those. This is an interesting offseason because Tyus Jones had been the best backup point guard in all the ball. Got rid of him. And now it's kind of like the Marcus Smart show, which is, I guess, a lot of this depends on what version of Marcus Smart we get. We've had years where he shot like close to 38% from three. Sometimes he shoots 31% from three. And this is a team that needs outside shooting outside of Desmond Bane. We got 25 games of no Ja Morant to worry about. But all things considered, I thought it was fine. I gave it a B-.
I gave it a C+.
Who's gonna be their wing?
The dude that should have been playing Summer League, but was it?
No, it's gonna be Desmond Bane.
With
Ja,
short wingspan.
Yeah, what does the lineup look like?
Ja,
once he's
Marcus
back
Smart, Desmond Bane, Jaren Jackson, Steven Adams. 6'4", 6'5", Desmond Bane out there with Jaden McDaniels, big ass.
there? Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough. I don't know. They gonna be very. Their team. It looks a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we being completely.
They got
honest
the
on
size
paper.
up front.
Yeah.
They have the traditional power forward center.
What I would like for them to do, I think their biggest thing would be forcing turnovers and pushing the pace. You got Marcus Smart, Ja, Desmond Bane, Jaren, push the tempo. Let's get out in transition. I think that could be their biggest weapon because defensively they do have weapons.
Are y'all concerned with the first 25 games? I know in past years you haven't because you have this nucleus of a team and you have Tyus Jones, but now there's an unfamiliarity of ushering in Marcus Smart while also not having Ja.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And you're probably going to expect a lot of, at this point, with those 25 games, Derrick Rose is probably going to have to play a lot of minutes.
You're actually going to need a wing. Zaire might have to start because if you bumping up the lineup.
Well, I don't know. That dude, David Roddy, looked fucking amazing.
Oh, yeah. Put David Roddy.
David Roddy might play real minutes. But to answer your question, a little bit.
Yeah.
2 years ago, they were phenomenal without Ja, right? He was like 21 and like single digit.
But that was also heavily because of Tyus Jones' game managing ability.
Last year, they weren't good without Ja. They were like one game over 500. Like, you know, people think about the 2-year run instead of last year's run. I'm a little bit worried. But as long as they can stay around 500, it'll be fine.
Steven Adams coming back too.
Steven Adams will be there and playing
You
minutes.
got to lock in. I see it.
I think defensively they'll be good. It's just the off
front court, Jaren Jackson,
Bro.
Steven Adams. You over there now? Shit.
I'm not, bro. I'm literally paying attention.
Luke Kennard got to shoot the ball good for them.
Yep.
Offensively, I'm very interested to see how they play without Ja. It's going to be very because Ja is such a gravity within himself. Like he attracts so much attention. He makes everything so much easier. Not having him on the court or Tyus Jones, it's a little iffy for me.
You know what? The end of the season when John Moran wasn't there, Jaren was in his fucking bag.
He was.
Tim Duncan with a jump shot.
That's crazy.
Relax.
That's crazy. Somebody re-brought up that quote.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
His dad,
Yeah.
Jaren Jackson Sr.
Minnesota Timberwolves lost Nathan Knight, Jalen Noel, who has not been picked up by a team,
He's
by
a
the way.
free
He's just
agent.
sitting out there.
Like Kelly Oubre.
Torian Prince, Austin Rivers, also not picked up by a team, and Matt Ryan. They added Troy Brown Jr., Jalen Clark, Leonard Miller, Shake Milton, and they re-signed Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Anthony Edwards got his max extension. Shout out to him.
Naz Reid.
Luka Garza and Naz Reid. A lot of money to these bigs right now.
Yeah.
Naz Reid got a bag. Of course, Rudy Gobert's paid, and Cat signed his was it a Supermax extension?
Yeah.
Last year. So there's a lot going on.
I thought it was a Supermax, right?
It probably was.
Yeah.
B minus. I love the addition of Shake Milton. I've been wanting to see him in a new change of scenery. I love that you brought back Naz Reid because now you can trade Cat or Rudy if you want to, depending on what's going on. And I love their drafting. I think Jalen Clark is going to be really, really good when he gets healthy. I think Leonard Miller was a steal as late as they got him. I think Jaden McDaniels takes a step this year. Minnesota is doing a really, really good job as far as drafting, and I think that's going to be key for them. They just really have to figure out this duo big man shit, bro.
I think they're going to have to bite the bullet and trade Rudy.
Rudy doesn't hold value.
But
I thought you were going to say Cat.
Cat is the one that would
When you
hold
say
any
bite the
value.
bullet, I was expecting Cat.
I don't think you trade away Cat. I think Cat is too much of a talent to trade him away. I think you just bite the bullet and just say, fuck it. I know we traded 5 first-round picks for you, but we're going to go with our franchise center and Cat and keep him, and we're going to move on from you.
I think it's more likely that Cat is traded personally.
I don't know. I think that's a bad move for the organization. You would want the duo of Anthony Edwards and Cat more so than the duo of Anthony Edwards and Rudy Gobert. I think you would more so want to keep the two. Huh?
They had that for like 3 years.
But I feel like it was so short lived. You didn't even really get to see Anthony Edwards at his peak. You got to see young developing Anthony Edwards. And Cat was also going through injuries in that time. Like that was like a weird window where
Are you trading him for nothing?
Rudy Gobert? I mean,
No, I'm telling you, he's not.
Yeah, you're not
back.
gonna get nothing crazy back. I'm not expecting nothing crazy back. I think that's just a bullet they're gonna have to bite. Like that's unfortunate. But like,
I'm just trying to think about what team.
I just think it's better for your organization to keep the better player than to trade away Cat and not get something back, and then you still have Rudy Gobert, who really isn't the talent of Rudy Gobert of Karl-Anthony Towns. That's my mindset on it.
I feel you, but I think it's definitely more likely that Cat is the one move. Just because if I'm trading something, I want something back that's valuable, and Cat is the one that can bring you.
But what if trading Rudy Gobert could make you a better team, where you now let Cat and Anthony Edwards thrive?
This is the question I have when you say that.
What's up?
What Rudy trade makes you a better team? What team out there?
No, I'm just saying getting him. I'm not saying he's gonna make. I'm just saying getting him off the books. You open up
addition by subtraction.
Yeah,
but I understand that part.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, somebody has to want him. The same thing you're trying to get rid of, somebody has to want. What team lines up with that? This guy, you want him off your team so bad to open up the books, but somebody
I think a team like Atlanta would take a chance from Rudy Gobert. They would give you Clint Capella and maybe one of those young guys.
So why the
or something.
fuck would
I don't
you
know
get
how
Clint
true
back?
that is.
Because Clint Capella also isn't on like that.
Trae Young are the number one alley-oop efficient.
But if I'm trading
Yeah.
Rudy, why do I want Clint back?
Because also I feel like Rudy has getting paid way more money. You're gonna have to match that money, but you're also gonna get back probably like a few more pieces where they probably gonna compliment you a little bit more.
Trae Young Supermax extension, DeJounte Murray max extension, Rudy Gobert. That's like
5
80%.
years.
Yeah,
So
I didn't even
Rudy
take it
is
to that
crazy.
situation. I'm just thinking if I'm trading,
And that's why I'm thinking that Rudy Gobert is there to stay, just because trading him away is hard, because though he's still good, 29 other teams just saw what it looks like when he goes to different teams. Like, I can't really convince myself right now that I'm paying him $48 million a year. Well, I can squint and say, like, Cats could be worth that contract eventually. So I could give you some stuff for Karl-Anthony Towns. A couple years ago, he was a top 3 center in basketball. I'll give you some stuff for him. Rudy Gobert doesn't have that type of value where you're trading him away and adding adequate players.
and then we're not even talking about the fact that to move on that quickly from everything you gave up to get him. Oh man, I don't think the Timberwolves was ready to face that.
There is a pride thing with being a general manager. You see that right now with the Chicago Bulls, right? Everybody in the world knows that the Bulls should have made some adjustments, traded some pieces, but we gave all of it away for Vucevic and to build this core. We're going to double down. We're going to triple down. We're going to quadruple down. And that's exactly what the Wolves are probably going to do as well.
Just fucking reminded me. I told you I had somebody, KB,
Okay.
about the Tracy McGrady shit. You know, Paul George, bro.
Oh damn. Paul George. Literally
Paul
is Tracy
George is
McGrady,
not
bro.
going to get his love because they're not going to know how good he was pre-leg.
Tell him to
break.
lace his fucking shoes up there.
Damn.
What you mean lace his shoes up?
Play ball.
Yeah, he ain't hooping for real.
Who he hooping?
Bro, he wants to be a second option. What superstar wants to be a second option? Tell me.
I just
Tracy
think
McGrady would never say, I'm going to be the second option.
I just think Paul George is that's just in his DNA to be
Paul George too humble.
a friend. He is.
No, I'm
He
talking
needs to go
shit.
wear
Shout-
24
Shout,
again,
shout out to
BP.
PG. That's my dog.
He is. But
He
I
was
just
13.
think that when you talk about revisionist history and we have to revisit his career
Paul George
like
closest
15
team.
years from now, I don't think people are gonna be like, man, Paul George. They do it now. You see random people be like, man, look at Paul George highlight, and motherfuckers be like, damn, PG got the best handle. Like, duh.
For a four.
You know, it's also gonna be another name. It sparked my memory because he said Bulls. I don't think motherfuckers gonna really know how good DeMar DeRozan was.
Hell no.
Because he came in a time where like
LeBronto.
He's going to be forgotten in history, unfortunately.
Yeah.
LeBron
Unlike-
wiped out DeMar DeRozan.
This is crazy,
DeMar
though.
is good, but
DeMar
he's not
has a Hall of Fame
resume.
resume.
He does.
He might be a Hall of Famer by the end of it.
But I think he's gonna be one of people like that motherfucker got in. What he do?
The leading scorer on the Raptors.
He don't got no fucking ring. The Raptors was cool, but they couldn't get past LeBron. He ain't done like.
He was
They
the
won a
clutchest player of all time for a year.
That's what I'm saying. And then for the
but that shit
mid-range-
got them swept.
Yeah.
by LeBron.
His
No,
no,
by the
he's talking
Bucks.
about
Oh yeah.
But no, when you look at the regular season numbers and the postseason numbers for DeMar, there's a dramatic difference between the two, and a lot of people gonna look at that.
DeMar is a guy
DeMar's
for like
a
when I'm
cold,
50.
cold month.
Yeah, I'm going to be saying to a young motherfucker, man, God bless you. DeMar DeRozan had game, youngster. Hey, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of motherfucker got game, but DeRozan got real G. And I think that's the conversation that this new age generation, they're so obsessed with VORP.
You know what it is though.
Mid-range percentage.
The hoopers are the ones that you have to convince, and DeMar DeRozan is a hooper.
It was
why do we have to convince that? Because I feel like
because of that, you send the VORPs and the numbers. We're so analytical nowadays, and there's a balance, right? There has to be a balance between the two to be successful.
Analytical motherfuckers still give love to fucking Jamal Crawford, who's a hooper's hooper.
But also, he's not in the conversations of like great with Jamal. He's an amazing six man. He's always been that way, but
True.
everybody recognized that.
True.
When we talk about the DeMar or Paul
Tracy,
George
they
or
the
Tracy,
faces.
they're gonna be in at least Tracy McGrady's Hall of Famer. You know, so what that motherfucker do to make the Hall of Fame? Like the conversation's just different.
People gonna view him as like the number one option guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did he do when he was the guy? Nothing.
Yeah.
Jamal's never been the guy, and he's never had the expectation to be the guy.
And I hate to bring up PG because damn, I'm hungry. I hate to bring up PG because he's my guy. But when I just think about certain guys, I feel like pre-leg breaking, that motherfucker was
He was
on
going
ass.
toe to toe with LeBron in
ass
the playoffs.
And he's still a good
the fact that he even came back from that is
at the level.
ridiculous.
He's still a very good
he
guy.
had a crazy season with OKC after snapping his leg. He was third
Third
in
in
MVP
MVP?
voting.
Still really, really
Defensive
good.
Player of the year as well.
Yeah,
But
third in
all of
DPOY.
that shit, the award accolades numbers, that shit don't match up with the magnitude of Indiana PG, bro.
Yeah.
Indiana PG,
PG-13 was crazy.
no.
PG
24.
before the PG-13. But there was years before he was PG-13. I was saying, change your number to 13, motherfucker. The marketing will be crazy.
Yeah, because you love 13.
Yeah, rest in peace.
You used to. People don't know you used to be PG-13 because you thought you was a point guard
Yeah.
and the number 13. I'm for real.
Thought
I'm
you
not
was
making this
is
shit
crazy.
up. Huh?
I definitely was a point guard.
Thought you was. You see how sad?
Definitely was a point guard. High school, freshman year specifically.
They don't know. Man, they just don't know, man. I wish we can rewind in life, man, for so many different reasons.
I wish we had phones that recorded shit. Because KBA at Amundsen Park, I was the first overall pick in that league, bro.
You was.
I won MVP in that fucking league. Now it was a 12-year-old league, so it don't matter.
That shit was bomb.
I won MVP. Yes, on Friday nights,
that
the
shit was
whole
bomb.
neighborhood was at
That shit-
Amundsen
that
Park
shit was
watching
bomb.
us hoop.
I remember we went up there. I still
Well,
remember.
I'm sorry. I won MVP on a team that went 4-16. I won MVP on that team.
On a losing team.
Bro,
Yes.
I remember going up there to hoop one time and I had on jean shorts. Like, this is some shit you could just get in that motherfucker and just really get it in, bro.
Yeah.
Really get it in, bro. Like,
We did win a playoff game, though, because every team made the playoffs. We won one playoff game.
I miss those days so much, bro. Nana basement, we in there playing fucking. You had just got the Xbox 360. You gotta understand, graphics on a 360 when it first came out was crazy. Me, KB, my brother LaShawn, and it had to be my brother Bub. We on that motherfucker like, look, he's sweating. Like, it's the first time they put like sweat on play. I know it's overdone
and now in
this year.
2024, that's the main marketing thing.
But we like, bro, his jersey moving. And that shit was like mind blowing. We was to sit up there.
Yeah.
We play college hoops like 2K5, and we
My
was
childhood was crazy. My dad always got me the shit.
for real.
When it came out the day of, my dad had it for
Oh
me.
yeah, KB was definitely one of them kids that just is like just had all of the new shit. Me and
The
my
perks
brothers,
of being the only boy.
we would go over there on the weekend. We would go to my dad's house for the weekend, and my dad would drop us off at Nana crib. We in that bitch creating Fab Fives.
I remember
I don't think I
Sean saying
had
something
2K
to
till
my
like
dad, bro.
2K10 or 2K11 or something like that.
2K10,
That was my
the
first
Kobe
time having
edition?
2K.
2K10 was
Yeah.
Kobe, yeah.
I had that shit on Wii.
What LaShawn said your dad?
I
Wii
don't
was a
remember.
dope
It was-
game.
it was-
I had a
Bro.
Wii. For real.
Dead
And
ass.
baseball and shit. Yeah.
Let's get through these last couple teams. We're almost at the finish line.
We got the Pelicans.
The Pelicans, Jackson Hayes, Willie Hernan Gomez, Josh Richardson, and Garrett Temple are gone. They added in Jordan Hawkins and Cody Zeller, who, I'm be honest with you, I had no fucking idea Cody Zeller got signed there.
Me either.
And then they re-signed Herb Jones and EJ Liddell, who's back from his ACL tear. So
He's
shout
gonna
out
be
to him.
good addition for them. D
Like the Herb
minus.
Jones. Oh shit.
D minus.
Okay.
D minus.
Okay.
This team needed to make some moves other than re-signing motherfuckers, and they didn't do it. Ooh, they need a point guard, bro.
I gave it C- because the Herb Jones extension is probably the best dollar for dollar contract given out this offseason.
I gave it a C just because I thought it was cool. I didn't think they did anything crazy. I do like the Jordan Hawkins draft pick. I feel like he's one of those guys that they need, a guy who come in, stretch the floor, shoot threes. He does it at a high clip. He moves well without the ball. So like I thought that was cool, but everything else, I think Herb Jones extension was great. So they really didn't. I don't really think they was a team that really had a lot they could do. It just seemed like they were on
Zion
the fence.
rumors was
Yeah.
real.
The Zion rumors were like the only thing that seemed like they were on the fence of, and it seems like they're gonna probably just
Maybe that's why I gave him a D.
Yeah.
I wanted to see them do the Scoot shit, like Trey Zion try to draft Scoot. I wanted to see them make a big splash. I think this team and this franchise, as sad as it sounds, because they have good talent with Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy, CJ, Bi, Zion. They have talent galore, but I feel like they need something to just rejuvenate this shit and reshake it up.
I forgot who said it, but somebody said that it might be time for it to be the end of the Zion era.
Boy, look how low your shit be compared to us.
I
You guys
just
are
be chilling, bro. Like,
It's-
damn.
I don't think it's time.
It's
to be.
too
I
early.
saw that quote
Yeah, it's
too.
too early.
I saw that quote
The
too.
Zion thing, he's just too
Something
young, too
exact.
talented.
Because you gonna shoot yourself in the foot once he actually start taking care of himself. And you're
Yeah.
like, fuck, we had that.
If he starts taking
And
care of himself.
He said it on like Gil's podcast that like when you young, you got a lot of money. It's
Joel
hard.
Embiid
You
was
said it just
25
like
years
him.
old.
You got a lot of money.
Joel Embiid was 25 years old before you start caring about his body.
Yeah, I mean,
Can't
realistically,
blame him. I'm
if-
28 and I'm almost there.
if you give a 19-year-old $30 million, he gonna start eating all the shit that he wasn't supposed to probably.
Dieting is hard, bro. When
Yeah.
when you're not used to doing like a big guy like Zion naturally, it's hard for him to not eat Oreos at night. Like
Well, Giannis a few years ago just tried Oreos for the first time. Was eating
Now he's got a whole candy company. Think about that. OKC Thunder lost Jared Butler, Dario Saric, Olivia, Sarr. Fuck it. Lenny Walters III. They added
Olivier
Berton,
Sarr.
Garaba,
Tata
Keontae
Washington.
Johnson. That one guy from overseas.
Yes, the
Vasily
guard.
Mijin, who's been killed. I don't know how to pronounce
He's
it.
wearing like number 29.
Once he
too.
makes to the league, I know his name.
Number 29 is atrocious.
Victor Oladipo, Kason Wallace, Tata Washington, and Jack White.
They just have so many players.
Yeah.
They cutting like 4 of those guys.
A
By
lot
the
of
way.
these dudes
Yeah.
won't be there.
B. I just love the fact they know how to like just intercept shit for nothing.
Mhm.
Like Davis Bertans may give them something. They don't have to rely on it though because they got so much young talent. So, but guys go here and they rejuvenate themselves and they turn into rotational pieces. Victor Oladipo can maybe get healthy and come back. I don't know. I just like the shit that they do.
And I like that they ain't do nothing crazy. They kind of just stay pat, and they got Chet coming in. I think they're a team that really didn't have to do much just because they have Chet coming in. And when you have that type of guy coming in, you just kind of got to stay pat, see what we got. And now next offseason, you see what we could do.
They
And
have
see,
4
yeah,
first-round picks next year.
that's crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. They didn't do shit, but I gave them a B because they did. To be able to get like Tata Washington ain't done shit. We don't know anything about him.
He might not even. They still got.
Yeah, he
so
may
many
not make
cases.
their roster.
They have so many guards. That with Tata Washington, so many guards. Tata,
They still got to
Kaysen.
bring back Isaiah Joe. It's a lot of guys that's on the fence.
Oh shit!
But it's just like
I
to
don't-
be able
yeah.
to be in a position to get Uzman, Tata, all these young talents that still have not proven themselves. So we don't know if they good, bad, or what. To get them for nothing, they just be like, all right, listen, we'll give you 2nd round pick and we'll eat up that contract for you. Give us 2 more young guys. Like these are first round. This is like extra first round picks.
I just think that also it's like what are we? All this young talent ain't really developing. Like you can't develop all that young talent at once.
That's true.
But if you take 10 shots and you hit a couple of them, you feel good as a general manager. I feel like Shea, obviously, Giddey, J. Dub, and Chet. Even though he hasn't played a single NBA minute, that's the core.
Well, Jay
And
Will also was good too.
J. Will is also good. Yeah.
Trey man.
But those dudes are like exterior pieces in
For
my
sure.
opinion.
They
Yeah.
are, yeah.
But
But I think it's value in that.
Yeah.
What you just said, I feel the same way. But then I also look at a motherfucker like Isaiah Joe. He carved out a role for himself.
Facts, he
He
did.
So
So
he
it's
has
like
to make if he don't make the roster,
I'll
somebody's
pick the
calling
Knicks
him.
better get his
immediately.
ass.
Yeah, he's gonna be picked up immediately. The way he was shooting the ball last year was no way, no one.
which is always supposed to be his career shit, but it didn't work in Philly. But it's like that's why I like OKC at the same time. I don't think they're gonna pan out all these guys. But if you could take Tata Washington and all of a sudden he has a role, it's like, oh shit. Or Uzman, Garuba. Or you know who also might get cut? Jeremiah Robinson Earl. He might not
Yeah.
make the team, man.
I've read some articles about him maybe not being the odd man out now, which
They got Chet.
yeah.
next team is this. We got like 5 more teams by the way. So
Suns.
Suns. Baisley lost. Biombo lost. Craig lost. Landale lost. Chris Paul lost. Cameron Payne lost. Terrence Ross lost. Landry Shamet and TJ Warren both lost. Added Keita Bates-Diop, Bradley Beal, Bo, Drew Eubanks, Jordan Goodwin, Eric Gordon, Chimezi Metu, Yuta Watanabe, re-signed Damian Lee, Saban Lee, and Josh Okogie.
I give it an A.
A plus.
Yep.
For them to have the team that they have, to sign all those guys you name, puts them in a different position, especially the Eric Gordon. Oh,
They did a good job
Watanabe.
adding quality role
That's a good
players
pick.
to that roster. It looked like they were a team that was
Drew
like,
Eubanks.
yeah, top 20 in blocks last year. Come on now.
I
Gotta
like
add
that
him.
they're going against what all the other 29 teams are doing. We need a team to just say, fuck it, we got money. Everybody else is afraid of the second apron.
For
They
real.
said, nah, we actually will take that because our window is now.
Yeah.
And we'll see what happens.
That's why they got A plus.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's gonna
They
turn,
bought-
how it's
yeah.
gonna pan out, but when you invested in Bradley Beal, this is the type of offseason you were supposed to have.
And
Ain't
you
no
know
sense
what?
in investing in that big three and being like, we want to be smart with our money now.
And it
When
wasn't
Brad-
like they signed a bunch of bums. They signed good quality role players.
When Brad said, I want to turn back to a two-way player, I believe him.
Yeah.
I believe he's going to take the role of being the defender.
And the fact that they're going to probably roll
That's
him out
the
as the
funniest
point
thing
guard.
about NBA players.
Like now I'm going to start doing
They
part
got
of
all
my
the
job.
athleticism, all the strength, all the tools. It's just about
Do I want to do it today?
Well,
nah.
when he was out there scoring 30 a night, I could understand him
True.
not wanting to sit down and play
Yeah,
defense.
some Wizard fan gonna tell me that Monte Morris had a horrible year last year. I'm like, why? They wasn't playing defense. Who signed him to be Gary Payton?
Certain guys, you just got to know what you're getting with them.
Trailblazers?
Yes, D plus.
Lost
Oh,
lost Drew Eubanks. They lost Kevin Knox, who's just sitting out there.
Cam Reddish.
Skylar Mays, Cam Reddish, Trent Watford, Nate Williams.
Horrible wave on
Well,
Trent.
Trent Watford, they
Williams.
just waved him.
Derek, did you watch Nate Williams last season?
No.
Bro, you don't know Nate Williams, Damian Lillard's cousin?
No.
Oh,
Well, they lost him.
I'm just joking.
Just like they're about to lose that.
They ain't Damian Lillard's cousin.
Justice Winslow. They added Scoot Henderson, Chris Murray, Rion Rupert, and re-signed John Butler, Jeremy Grant, and Matisse Thybulle.
Ryan Rupert.
Ryan Rupert. So.
Listen to me, young man. I seen you. I bumped into you.
No, he was
You
with
did me dirty.
Who was that?
City,
City, yeah.
Y'all young, so I'm kind of giving y'all a pass. Y'all did me dirty, man. I acknowledged them, young man. I said, "What's up?" I told them I fuck with their games. Austin, that motherfucker looked at me and
Dead in the
walked.
face and kept walking.
And you
Crazy.
ain't checked their ass?
They
What was
6'8" and
what was I
shit.
supposed to
I'm
do?
6'8". I don't know what
I was just like, damn, the vets show me more love.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
How you just get here and you being disrespectful? That don't
Are you
make
gonna
no
make the
sense.
roster, buddy?
Dang, you ain't even have to come from him like that.
He didn't respond.
You right?
Who else was there? Who was there in that place? Who we saw?
Quinn
Coach
Snyder.
Yeah, Quinn Snyder. What's up,
Snyder,
Coach?
yeah.
Coach, what's up, y'all?
If Quinn Snyder
We
responded,
not trying to
then
interview
that's
motherfucker,
weird.
but
Bro,
damn, a
we
high
just-
is a high.
We just had conversations with Klay Thompson and Steph.
you know,
Any
some
of you other
people-
motherfuckers can say hello to me.
Some people, as soon as they get a check, they turn Hollywood.
I was just absurd. Like I
Good
just
luck
couldn't
though,
believe.
guys. Good
I
luck.
just couldn't believe. Good luck, my ass.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not wishing you good luck after that one.
I can't wait for an agent to need an interview.
You should pull up to the game and say, of course.
No, I'm just joking. It's all love. But that was just strange. I've just never seen something like that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just walk right past.
No, but like KB said, looked,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then looked,
Yeah.
and then said, "Fuck what he's talking about." I was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry, I forgot."
Scoot Henderson was drafted. I like that.
Yeah.
I like
I'm
Scoot
giving
Henderson.
it just like a C minus.
Boy, bias in a motherfucker.
Y'all saw what the league said.
Let's talk about-
Why you give it an
Damian Lillard and his
incomplete?
agent?
Yeah.
Well, it is incomplete, but also I'm not really a huge fan of it. They kind of signed Jeremy Grant to try to convince Damian Lillard to stay, and then it didn't.
But he on the
work.
books.
He on the books, but they primarily signed him to try to show Damian Lillard that we buying into compete now. And
Yeah.
then when he does the next day, Damian Lillard requests a trade.
So you know what that sound like to me?
What?
I like your shirt, by the way, Derek.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I tell
Been
I,
crazy for the
I
last
tell
few days.
HOH, listen, for me to stay, I need my guys to be with me. And they say, okay, we're going to give Darrick exactly what he want. You sign that deal, and I say, you know what, HOH, I think I'm going to go somewhere else. Now that my boy, so
That's exactly what I think happened. I feel
it
you,
sound
dog.
like Jeremy Grant, Damian Lillard, some dinner
Yep.
or a Rolex
Oh.
or some shit.
Yeah, I think Damian Lillard literally did that for. He said, "I ain't gonna say shit.
Until
Just
you
get
get your
paid. Yeah,
bag."
get paid first, and I'll take care of myself afterwards." And then boom.
He's texting Jeremy Grant, did you sign yet? They saying you agree, but did you sign yet? Yeah, bro, I just signed. All right. I don't want to be here no more. You kind of convinced me to give him a better grade because I did love the way that they drafted. I love school. And I think Chris Murray's
solid,
he's going to be a really good basketball player. And I think all jokes aside, even though he was disrespectful to say, Ryan Rupert, I think, has some very, very good upside. He also brought back Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah. They matched his deal,
Which I hate that they did. They ruined
I actually want to see him in a Mavericks jersey. I want to see him in a Mavericks
Could the
jersey.
Mavericks have gotten him and Grant?
That is a good question.
Because if they could have got him and Grant, oh my gosh, I'll be up here twerking for the Mavericks.
The Mavericks.
Because I think they're gonna have a really good bounce back year. But yeah, okay, I'll give the Trailblazers a C+. And I'm also giving them a higher grade because they didn't fold and just give Dame to the Heat. They said, we don't like that. We not trading him until we get exactly what we want. And I think there's value in that. So C+ for the Blazers.
How do y'all feel about the report that the league said that they would now fine Damian Lillard and his camp if anything else is said about him wanting to play for Miami?
I think it goes back. Me and KB came on this podcast and we said Damian Lillard is not the guy who his agent or his team trying to present him to be. If he was traded and got sent to the Jazz, he would suit up and play. So he quickly came out and it said that Damian Lillard informed the NBA that wherever he's traded, he's going to give them his all. And that's what I thought the whole time. It's just good try to.
I think he's gonna do the same thing if the Blazers don't trade him. He's gonna be at training camp.
Yeah,
and he's gonna give you Damian Lillard.
The most authentic, loyal, stand-up guy all of a sudden is a lame. I don't think so. Can't convince me that.
Yeah,
it's not
it wouldn't fit his brand.
No, not at all. And I think his brand is actually him. You know what I'm saying? Some people got a brand. It's just.
It's a facade.
Facade. I think Damian Lillard is real. I've met Damian Lillard. And
y'all did.
You know, he's been a legit.
You were there too.
Yeah, you just decided not to say nothing.
He said, "Oh, y'all did."
No, I thought you met him at the party. You met him at the party.
I did, but I also met him at a chance where you could have met him too. Oh, you're right. I met Damian Lillard numerous times, and he's always been with exactly what I thought.
Yeah, facts.
Sacramento Kings. Terrence Davis lost. Dellavedova, PJ Dozier, Rashawn Holmes, Chimezie Metu, added Chris Duarte, Kobe Jones, Nerlens Noel, which I didn't even really think about.
I thought he was
and then Sasha Vezenkov, and they re-signed Harrison Barnes, Keon Ellis, Alex Lynn, Trey Lyles, and Domantas Sabonis got his extension.
They run it back.
Yeah,
that's kind of.
I gave it a B.
Yeah, B+ for me. Yeah,
B.
I like Nerlens Noel. I like Sasha, and I like Kobe Jones drafted. So B+.
And I love bringing Harrison Barnes back is still good.
Chris Duarte, I like too.
Yeah,
Chris Duarte. Who's older?
You always say this.
Me or Chris Duarte?
You.
Chris Duarte.
Chris Duarte's older than I am.
How old are you?
26. He's also 26, but he was born before me. But old guy. He was one of the oldest lottery picks.
He older than Devin Booker.
It's ridiculous.
That's crazy, ain't it?
Damn.
Devin Booker got like 6 more years in this NBA resume.
Devin Booker is 26.
That is crazy that Chris Duarte is older than Devin Booker.
Probably by a couple months, but that is crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Spurs. They lost. No, they did not lose Dominic Barlow, right?
They lost Kata
No. He's not signed with them, so like it say he's a free agent, right?
But I thought he did just like in the last couple of days just sign a 2-way, like 2 days ago.
Oh, maybe he did.
Kata Bates Diop is gone. George Niang. What the hell is this dude's name? Gorgie Jang.
Oh,
my brain is just not
where did he
doing
go?
it.
He's just a free agent.
Free agent. Romeo Langford and then Mamu, who also I feel like did just get another contract with them. So this might be slightly outdated. They added Reggie Bullock, Jetty Osman, Cameron Payne, Serge Jabari Rice, which is a dope ass name that I didn't know. Undrafted player.
He went to Texas.
And Victor Wembanyama, and they re-signed Julian Champagny and then Trey Jones.
I gave it an A. Just because
because of that guy.
They won a lottery and they didn't go out and do nothing crazy where they took Brandon Miller or Scoot or somebody else and then one they took Vic.
Well, why the fuck would they have done any of that shit you just said?
Shit, you don't.
It's the Spurs. They don't overthink nothing.
Teams could just hit you out of the left field and
he did sign a 2-way, KB.
Okay.
So, but bro, you know damn well Vic has been a number 1 pick since 2020.
Reggie Bullock's a good player.
Is he making the team? Is Reggie Bullock making the team?
Better. If not,
they got 30 guys over there, bro. All of them ain't making the team. That's why I'm surprised Dominic Barlow got signed.
Cameron Payne.
But he did have a good summer league.
A.
What?
A offseason.
Oh,
I gave him a B+. Last but not least, the Utah Jazz.
This is the last team.
Yep.
Thank fucking God. It is Udoka Azubuike gone, Rudy Gay gone, Damian Jones gone, Juan Toscano Anderson gone. They brought in John Collins for nothing. Keontae George looked great in Summer League. Joey Hauser is on the roster. Taylor Hendricks, who we didn't get to see, unfortunately. Bryce Sensabaugh, Omer Yurtseven. They re-signed Jordan Clarkson and Johnny Juzang.
They brought in a lot of good players, but they didn't lose any players at the same time.
Yeah.
So for me, I think that's a dub. So I gave it a B+. Especially Taylor Hendricks draft pick, John Collins. They took a chance on him. Keontae George, since like draft night, I've been saying that he's the point guard that I think they could use like that offensive punch. And I think everything is lining up for the Utah Jazz to be good again next year.
I think I'm excited for them, man. Keontae George, Walker Kessler, Taylor Hendricks, Laurie, John Collins. Like, I'm super excited to see what they do.
It is a little iffy with that front court, though. It is a log jam. It's a lot going on there. So it's like, I'm just hoping there's a weird chance. Huh?
You play 3, one come off the bench. Probably Taylor Hendricks, the rookie. Laurie, Collins.
Yeah. I just like Laurie at the 4 so much. That is just like, I don't know. It's a little iffy. Laurie at the 4 is just
nothing gonna change though, because they're gonna prioritize him.
Facts.
He's gonna be the man regardless if he's the fucking point guard or you know.
What type of money is he about to get?
Probably like 30, 32, 33 mil a year.
Damn, making less than Fred.
Fred.
He made All NBA last year, did he?
Yeah. Him and Julius Randle.
If he made All
they
NBA,
were third team.
If he's
no,
made
I'm
All
not
NBA.
saying Randle made it. I'm just saying they most improved came with All NBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's interesting. There's a lot of money, Lowry.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. I'm wearing this hat because 2 minutes into the podcast, 2 hours into the podcast, almost a year ago to the date, we were doing.
No, he wasn't All NBA. I'm sorry.
Okay, great. So unless you do it this year, he's not up for that big old contract. We were ranking one of the positions around the same time. You remember we were doing live streams at this time. Somebody at the end of it, we was doing like Q&A, said, Kenny, are you gonna watch or read One Piece? And I said, absolutely fucking not. You talking about 1,000 episodes of a TV show, 1,000 chapters of a book? No fucking way.
That show heat.
I've read every single chapter. So the same guy that asked me that showed me the clip on Twitter and said, you gotta wear something from the series to the pod. So this is me wearing my law hat.
Okay.
And that is the explanation for it.
How that hat feel? It's heavy?
It's very soft. My head is super big though. Yeah, like I can't fit inside the actual hat.
It looks like someone that works at Chick-fil-A will wear.
Because it's like the cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look like a Chick-fil-A employee.
Yeah. Got room. So that is the explanation. It was either that or wear the glasses, but I actually need my glasses, so I wasn't gonna wear their shades. Wear the shades. So
is that hat hot?
No, not at all.
It looks like a hot
I'm actually
material.
giving it to Avery after because she really liked it when I was walking out of the house. So it's hers. Her head can actually fit in here. Are we wrapping? 2.5 hour show?
I think we gave him a lot of off-topic shit in between, so we can.
Yeah, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel.
When y'all get me going, I'll be going, boy.
Hey, if you watch this entire thing, what is something we can tell them to say in the comment section?
They gotta talk about you winning MVP.
Yeah,
On a 4-16 team.
Yeah, 4-16, baby. Just type 4-16 in the comments. We'll know if you watched the whole 2-hour episode, and hopefully Mike will be back healthy by Tuesday.
He will be because nothing ever wrong with his ass.
We'll see y'all there.
Peace.
Peace.